Fuck
This
yeah.
November.
Absolutely.
Just remember what happened when he got elected.
Oh
Market
shit, it dropped
1,000
points overnight.
Well, at least it was. I thought it was more than that.
And then everybody
Yeah, but it
went,
comes back.
oh wow. Well, that's right, but you want to be out before it goes down, and you can buy on the comeback.
Right. We're up.
And it's gonna be horrible if they sweep. Horrible, and I'm talking purely financial. I don't even care about the politics part.
I'm so glad we had this chance encounter in the
It's just,
city after
well, I guess
It's going to go back to property again. You know how much money I missed in property? I mean, honest to God, it was crazy. If you were liquid in 2010, you could have bought half a Highlands Ranch. I mean, it was that absurd, man. You know this.
Denver wasn't
It's going to
bad.
swing back.
I mean, what really got hit is like Nevada,
Oh my God, Nevada was wiped out.
Florida.
You could buy a condo in what is it called right outside of Vegas, Henderson, for like 90 grand, a 2-3 bedroom condo.
Arizona.
So you really think that's going to happen?
I know it's going to happen.
Real estate.
If they sweep, the stock market will go down. All the money.
If Democrats sweep.
If the Democrats sweep the House and Senate, everything is going to basically reverse. And even if they don't, here's the funny part, even if they don't do anything, like try to turn the tax cuts around, try to impeach, try to do anything, the perception's going to be there because that's all they talk about right now. So if you're in a cash position, you're going to be great.
You'll see if it's in your budget.
What's his name,
Mike Lucas.
Nice to meet you, sir. What did you do, Mike? What was your life all about, sir?
Well, I was high school band director until about 9
Oh, you're with Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you're on the referral list, or no?
No.
Okay.
But Susie Fortune's in
He
my
works at
office.
Alliance. Remax.
And Susie Washington's in his office too. There you
Yeah.
go. She's the weather girl. She used to be the sports girl. Pardon me. She used to be on the sports news.
She's a realtor now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, talk about
She's on the. She does
And
the show
kicking
around
ass.
here. Or
Oh, yeah. I
knows
guess
so many
you have that
people.
recognition. Boom, right?
Yeah. Plus, she knows everyone.
That's a nice office. I was down there this year at some point. That is a big, beautiful office.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. There's,
Oh,
he owns, the guy who owns Alliance has 25
Oh, Lord.
franchises.
Lord.
Oh, no.
That's why I'm not in that business, by the way. I looked into that. Well, you know that.
In the realtor business?
Yeah.
No, in the heavy realtor business. The broker business, I guess it would be called.
Too much liability.
Yeah, I don't look at it as a big liability.
Do they have liability, right?
No,
It's hard to go
Well,
after
you're
them,
responsible
right?
for all your realtors under you.
It's the competition. My only problem with it is the competition.
We've seen there's not a lot of control even in realtors.
No.
When do you see, how long you been a realtor?
Since 92.
When do you see a swing coming, a major swing?
Major swing?
Denver Metro.
I would say about 20, 22, 23.
3-4 years?
Yeah.
You think it'll be 20% correction?
Probably about that.
Yeah, it's going to be good. The part that blows me away is VA loans, they're 100%. They're going to be upside down quicker than anybody.
Right.
And then anybody that taps any equity that only put down their 20%, they're going to be wiped.
Yeah.
Well, remember in 2007 they had 125% loans. Just common.
Yeah, they did.
You know, it was really weird back then too. They'd have people's arms mature, and they go from $1,500 a month to $4,000 overnight.
Troubleshooter. Hi, Tom Martino here, your consumer advocate solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. The only place ever in the media to get help, direct help, where we fight for you. This hour brought to you by Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, $119 service for your transmission. We love telling you where to go for good stuff. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255 is our number. Get your calls in, and we're going to help you today. We have guests on that can talk to you about bankruptcy and credit, and we can also talk about anything you want. We never have a single topic show ever. Anyway, budget A1 transmission and auto repair, $119 transmission special. That means they'll do a service, including dropping the pan, pulling out the filter, changing the filter, checking all the belts, all the gears, all the fluids, of course, changed, all for just $119. That's budget A1. Transmission and auto repair on South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth. 303-781-9858, 303-781-9858. Mark Bachowski is the owner. We've known him for years. Budget A1 Transmission. Look for him on our referral list at referrallist.com. Let's talk. We'll go to the phones. Debbie has a contractor problem. Debbie, what's going on? Hi, Debbie.
Hi. Hi, Tom. How are you?
What's happening with you?
Oh, we had a guy come in here who decided that, I guess, he didn't know what he was doing. He said he was licensed, said he was insured, and it turned out we found out he wasn't.
How did you find him, Debbie?
Unfortunately, on Facebook. He does have a Facebook page on his business, and I liked what I saw as far as pictures.
So you saw him on Facebook, and you hired him. How much money did you give him?
Too much. He said that he would not ask for anything up front.
Good.
That he would do certain jobs and
did
then
he do
we'd pay him
so
as he went along.
Did you pay as he went along?
For a while. But then he gave us a story about his son who just had a kidney transplant.
Is that true?
And he couldn't get him to the hospital.
Is that true?
Because his vehicle was broken down. That I cannot tell you if it was true or not. But
what's this guy's name?
Vehicle. His name is Travis Huber.
Travis Huber. What's the name of his company?
H&W Construction.
All right, so where do you stand right now with this clown? You signed a contract here, I see it, and how much have you paid out totally?
$8,400 totally so far.
Why'd you pay out $8,400?
He kept on coming up with different damages that was he did not expect to come across.
What did you call him for? What were you having done in the house? It looks like a wreck. What were you having done? Was this storm damage or what?
No, this was actually just a remodel.
How old is your house? It looks pretty bad.
Was it? 79. Yeah, it's a 79. All we wanted was a handicap restroom put in. I needed.
Okay. Did this guy?
I'm going to be in a wheelchair, and I needed the space.
Did this guy, in his mind, did he finish the job? Is he done as far as he's concerned?
I don't know.
Did you fire him? I mean, when
we fired him.
When did you fire him?
My brother. On the 10th of June, the contract ended. He was supposed to have it done by the 9th.
July 9th, it says.
Yes. On the 10th, we wound up letting him go.
On the 10th of July?
July. Mm-hmm.
What do you mean you let him go?
He threatened to put my brother on the ground.
You mean like knock him out?
Like knock him out. They had an argument. I had my brother come in and look at the job because we knew it wasn't going right.
How much did he do anything that can be used, or does everything have to be redone?
It's got to all be redone.
How do you know that?
Just because looking.
Well, you don't know that then. You really don't know that everything has to be redone.
My brother is a flipper, and you know, I'm kind of going by what his expert opinion is. You know, as a flipper. We've also had a couple contractors come over and look at it since.
And what did the contractors say?
I have two contractors that came over and said they won't touch it. There's too much damage in there, and if they were to do
I have to tell you, Debbie, there's probably not a lot we can do. I mean, if this guy's a clown, he doesn't have any money, he doesn't have any wherewithal, that's why we have the referral list. We have to get good people. Now, you're in the Pueblo area. I don't even know who we have that can look at that job.
Moses, baby, Moses.
Down in Pueblo?
He will go to Pueblo.
To look at this?
Oh, just eyeball it? I don't know.
No, but he can give
He's
us an
listening, I guarantee.
He can give us an honest estimate.
Plus, he'd know some contractors down there as well.
But he's not going to lie to us about it.
No.
We have to get an assessment of what's going on. But people, for the 1,000th time at least, probably 2,000, 3,000, we get calls. Contractors come, they do shoddy work, and they leave. And you're upside down. We hear it all the time.
I'm going to call this guy.
All the time.
I just left him a message, a nice one.
Okay. We'll leave a message. We'll find out what Travis Huber has to say, H&W Construction in Pueblo. But how many times, people who listen to the show, how many times have you heard it? It's disgusting. Gary, is this another contractor who you paid and he... I mean, it's just amazing to me. Is this another one, Gary, with you?
Yes.
How did you find the contractor?
I had a gutter helmet put on my gutters back on 12/13/17 for $5,135. Jack Anderson was the sales representative, which we agreed on the price.
What is that? Wait.
Went well with the gutter helmet.
This was gutter helmet. Then why are you telling me about gutter helmet if you're calling about a patio?
Because Jack Anderson was the sales rep, and he said at that time he had a small company that did patios and small jobs.
Okay, but it has nothing to do with gutter helmet.
No, other than he's a sales rep for gutter helmet.
Okay, so did he come back, this Jack Anderson?
I called him in April.
Just get to the point here. Did you pay him any money, Jack Anderson?
Yes.
How much?
$2,750.
$2,700?
$2,750.
And what did he do for that money?
When he came out in April, we agreed. He wanted...
Can you tell me what he did without going through the whole process? Can you tell me just like today, you look outside, what's there?
Well, he put the... covered the patio,
okay,
but he did it all wrong.
Okay, so there is a carport, but it's done wrong. If you were to ask him, again, what would he say? Would he think he's done and he did the job correctly?
Not what we had originally agreed to.
He'll say, I did not do what we agreed to. That's what he'll say.
He should, yeah.
Okay, because he knows, or did he say it's done? Does he come back? Is he still working on it?
No, he's supposedly done, but it's not done.
I know, that's what I'm asking. Is he going to tell us it is done?
Yes.
Okay, he shouldn't, but he is. He's going to say, what the hell is this guy complaining about? I did the job, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. What part of town are you in, or the state? Where are you?
Littleton, Colorado.
Okay. Have you had anyone else look at it? How do you know it's wrong?
My granddaughter is a licensed, what do you call it?
Contractor?
Anyway, yeah, well, she's not a contractor, but she works, what's Jessica?
Okay.
What is Jessica?
Hey, Tom, on this, everything was verbal, too. There's no written contract.
There's no written contract.
No emails, nothing.
Did you call over to Gutter Helmet to see if this Jack Anderson is there?
Yes.
Is he there?
Well, I didn't today. No.
I think Carl Scheib, the owner of Gutter Helmet, will want to know this. I think he'll really want to know this. I think we should call Gutter Helmet and let him know. We might have Carl's cell phone even in our records.
I called Gutter Helmet.
I'm not calling because they're responsible. I'm calling to let them know that they got this guy on staff they may not want.
Right.
So hold on a second, okay? This sucks. This really sucks. Jack Anderson with Gutter Helmet. Now, we don't know if it's bad. We don't know. I need to... Did he have it inspected? Did you have it inspected, Gary? Yes or no?
No.
Okay,
no.
Well, we need to get it inspected. So you need to find someone. We need to find someone to inspect this, too. You know, we go around, running around. Our referral list people are such good people. They go around solving problems for others, for other screwballs. People, save yourself trouble. Referralist.com, save yourself trouble. Centeno Schultz, they just had a seminar last night. Centeno Schultz does living stem cell therapy. And you should avail yourself of living stem cell therapy. Don't make the mistake of spending $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 or more. You won't spend that at Centeno Schultz, but you'll spend that with these fake chiropractic clinics, that are touting amniotic fluid as stem cell therapy. Please don't fall for it. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of consumers have contacted us who have dealt with Stem Cell Institute of America and all these other ripoffs who said they were getting living stem cells and they were not. Centeno Schultz is dedicated to bringing you true health care, true stem cell therapy. Please contact them for an evaluation if you have painful joints, arthritis. If you're looking into an ACL surgery, they can cure it with a needle most of the time. 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. CentenoSchultz.com.
Somebody working for my company was selling their side project.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do you have your call thing? Or you want to use
I have
the call screen?
Yeah. I was just I was actually going to go see Centeno Schultz, so I was making a note about that. His knees, my knees are, they do great. Yeah. I mean, they're not like terrible, but I have pain, so I don't want to get rid of my pain.
Yeah, you should go to Centeno. He's very good. In fact, they'll do
Dan, are you going to take, I took the first one, are you going to take that second one with the gutter helmet employee?
Yeah.
Do you want to handle it now or after the show?
I want to get that Jack Anderson, because they already made a deal, except Jack Anderson.
Wait, what deal did they make?
Like you could get $1,000 back, but Jack Anderson's not doing it.
Was he willing to do that?
He originally said, this is for that golf tournament thing where the guy's not getting paid.
That's a good one. Hole in one, won 10 grand, can't get paid.
What was it?
Nebraska golf tournament.
They didn't buy the insurance. That's what
That's
happened.
exactly right. And he hasn't bought it for the last 3 years.
Can you imagine, like, when it's these Broncos game things that someone didn't buy the insurance?
I know what they do.
They just insure those prizes.
Yeah, like, we'll be doing ads for appliance factories. You know, if the Broncos shut out the Raiders on the 14th or 15th of December, anything you buy in that week is free. So they go shop the policy, and they literally buy an insurance policy to cover that. Right now, they shop it between multiple ones, just like any policy.
They're giving away appliances.
If the Broncos shut out the Raiders, anything you bought the week leading up to that game, you get a full refund on it. And you keep all the appliances.
Why don't you go to their website? You can make appointments right on the website.
Trying to spike the demand the week before the game.
When it's time to buy a new home, lower your house payment, consolidate your debts.
One of them hit a couple of years ago.
I was going to say, did they even shut? I don't think they shut anybody out in at least a couple of years.
One hit a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was Appliance Factory, but someone ended up.
But even then, if it's a 1 in 30 chance, a 1 in 40 chance, it's
and you need appliances.
Right. Yeah.
Plus, their pricing's the best out there, so it really. The bottom line is, if you need appliances, that might give you that little extra.
We all know to change the oil, but did you know cleaning the fuel?
Have you ever won anything in your life? Anything of substantial? I've had like a good amount of Vegas.
Yeah, I've won some bets, but never like a contest or something.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I guess the Patriots 2 years ago at halftime when they were down like 23 points. I went in and bet $500, and it paid like 10 to 1 that they would win.
Nice.
And sure enough, they came back.
That's awesome.
So that'd probably be my biggest hit. But I've never won any kind of raffle.
So you got $5 grand on that?
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. At the beginning of the NBA playoffs, the Warriors were like plus 1350. So 100 pays 135.
15 to 1.
Yeah, no, not just 1.35 to 1. So 100 pays 135. But I mean, I'm thinking this is like one of the best teams ever. So I put $1,000 on them, and I hit it. I paid $13.50. I was pretty stoked about that. But it wasn't 10 to 1.
And it keeps you interested all season.
Oh yeah, and then that Rocket series got tight. I was kind of sweating, but they pulled it out, so it's fine.
Call today for a free, no obligation consultation.
No, I can't.
But yeah, that was the biggest bet I ever won.
Like,
And I had to outlay 1,000, so it wasn't like a, it wasn't, it was a risk reward, almost even money bet, really.
I've hit a tournament or two when I used to play Hold'em a lot, but still, you're only talking like $1,000. I had a friend who won a Harley. There's a video game. You guys have probably seen it. There's one that's golf and one that's bowling. You hit that wheel. They usually have them in sports cars. And he won a Harley.
Be sure to switch audio for Dan. I've got to go get something for Tom real quick.
6:30 K-How. Michael Brown, afternoons 4 to 7.
Manafort guilty, but nothing about Russian conspiracy or the Trump campaign proving a prosecutor with unlimited funds can find anybody guilty of almost anything. Join me Wednesday at 4 for more Irreverent Talk Radio.
Hi, Tom Martino here. BecomeTheBanker.info. Remember that website and go there. It's about an investment. It's overfunding life insurance, earning tax-free interest at 4% and a tax-free dividend at 1% for a total return of 5%. 4% is guaranteed. And that builds up over time. You should use that bundle of cash to buy things and then pay yourself back instead of a credit card. That puts more money away for you because you purposely pay yourself a bunch of interest. The idea is to get a cash fund that you draw from in retirement. Find out more at BecomeTheBanker.info. It's a no-bull conservative investment. Now, I want to hear feedback from you. If you go to the seminar, honest to God, or if you're doing it, please call me. It's something I believe in. Like I said, it's conservative. It's not get rich quick. It's one of the things you should have in your portfolio, and it's certainly one of the easiest things to do for those who don't have a lot of money. BecomeTheBanker.info. Let's talk. I have Mike Wink with us from Wink and Wink. They're bankruptcy attorneys. I ask this when Gigi comes in every time. Are bankruptcy filings up or down? Now, for you, you do bankruptcies, but we like it when we don't hear a lot of bankruptcies because that tells us the economy must be doing better.
Right.
Definitely, I would say down from their peak. Probably.
Is his mic on? Yeah, his mic has to be pumped. Okay, down from the peak.
Yeah, probably flat, like from the last year or so, maybe down a little. So I think what you've seen is like a steep drop-off over the last few years, and it's probably troughing out right now.
What do you think the next problem will be?
Oof, tough call. I think the biggest long-term problem is student loans. Right now, bankruptcy.
But that's not going to be bankruptcy.
Right, not without a law change. But I think
it's going to be a major problem. It's going to be a big, giant.
What do you think of that, Mike? I'm curious. Do you think it should be?
Giant bubble.
I think there has to be some form of overhaul of the system. Because
I'd go to college for free then. I'd go get a doctorate and go boom, boom, free college.
There's just too many people with absurd amounts of debt.
He's not saying it should be dischargeable. He's saying that the system needs to be overhauled.
Maybe discharged after like 10 years, but the system needs to be overhauled. The real problem is that people are getting access to money that they shouldn't, and so the schools can charge because the money's available. If the money wasn't available, the market would be more competitive. And I'm not saying you pull the plug on, federal funding of student loans altogether. I'm just saying there has to be some correlation to ability to pay.
That's Mike at Wink and Wink, and then we have a common man today, Mike. Another Mike. Mike, he's a real estate broker. He comes in and he's coming in. He's also a jazz musician. What do you play, Mike? What do you play, bro?
I'm a woodwind player. Clarinet, sax, flute, all the saxes.
Those are hard to get sweet sounds out of. They're hard.
Well, I've been playing 55 years, so...
Jeez, he's not a big guy either.
I wish you would have brought something with you. Doggone it, we should have told you. Anyway, 303-713-TALK. Let me get to the phones. So, Gary, we're working on this patio thing. We need to get somebody to look at it. But did we understand, Gary, that this guy from Gutter Helmet, and again, I don't want to cast any shadows on Gutter Helmet. It was a guy that worked for Gutter Helmet. It was at your house selling you Gutter Helmet and then sold this carport. We're going to let them know about it. But, Gary, did this guy offer you any settlement?
we agreed on $4,000 to begin with.
The whole thing cost you $2,700.
I know, that's what we agreed on. Now, that's not what we agreed on. When he looked at it, he said he would do it for $4,000.
Gary, here's what I'm asking. He did it all wrong. You paid him $2,750. Did you pay him a reduced amount? Is that your settlement?
We agreed on $1,750 is what he would knock off, which come to $1,250. When I paid him, I wasn't thinking right, and I paid him $2,750.
How much does he owe you now?
He owes him $1,750, right?
According to that agreement you made with him.
Yes.
Okay, so Gary made an agreement to pay him $1,700 less, but then forgot about it and paid him the full amount. That's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. You literally hold on.
You got it wrong.
Oh, go ahead. Tell me.
Okay, we agreed originally on $4,000. When he did it all wrong, we agreed that he would take off $1,750.
Yes, sir. That's right. So that would have brought your total down to $1,200. Is that right? But you paid him $2,750 instead. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, then I was correct. Where was I wrong, sir? Where was I wrong?
Well, I just paid
something screwy around here. You paid too much money because you forgot, or you're just stupid. I don't know which one it is, Gary. But I mean, by God, don't tell me I'm wrong. You paid $2,750 after he agreed to take $1,200. So what do I have wrong, Gary? Please
I think
help
he
me.
agreed $2,250.
You got it right.
All right, okay, so he owes you $1,750. Let's fight for you. Listen, I don't want to fight with people who call me, but for God's sakes, I get it. Dave, what's going on with you, Dave? What's happening? Dave?
Yeah.
What's going on with you, man? I see this flyer, and I hear about your problem, and I think you contacted us, and we called you back because we couldn't believe it. You won $10,000 for a hole-in-one. Is that right, brother?
Well, I didn't get the 10,000.
But you did a hole-in-one. You deserve all the kudos in the world, man. You did a hole-in-one, really?
I did.
Okay, were there witnesses?
Yes, there were. I had two partners with me, a young fellow, both from the area and now live in Lincoln, Nebraska, and they witnessed the hole-in-one.
Okay, what are the rules to get the 10 grand? What were the rules? Or the I thought it's 5 grand or 10 grand? 10.
10.
What are the rules?
Tom, according to the flyer, it's got two notices in here. It says 3 days of golf, flag prizes, 2 hole-in-one prizes. And then below that, it says first hole-in-one on number 8 gets a cash prize, and first hole-in-one on number 10 gets also a cash prize.
Yeah, but the first cash prize was Saturday only. Is that the one you got?
Well, one was Saturday only, one was Sunday only.
Which one did?
My hole-in-one was Sunday on the 10th hole.
See, and they told you should have gone to church. But you got 10 grand instead. But they're not paying you.
That's correct.
Why?
Well, I understand, and I've been in a lot of golf tournaments, that they usually buy insurance.
That's right.
For a hole-in-one, and he neglected to buy the insurance.
Because he didn't think anybody would do it.
Well, that's their problem.
Well, I agree. But he told me that they haven't done this for over 3 years, offered this $10,000 prize.
So what?
Said, well, it's posted on today's posting for this tournament.
Listen.
I'd sue them.
Wait, you're gonna win. I don't know how do they win? I mean, Dave, how do they win? I mean, you got what? So did they tell you they're not going to pay you?
That's correct.
In Ogallala, Nebraska, it's the Cowboy Capital Open. Who's Cowboy Capital?
Correct.
What is this?
It's just a golf tournament for amateur golfers.
But who is it?
I'm sorry?
Who put it on? Did Crandall Creek Golf Club put it on? Who put it on?
Yeah, the Sonny Crandall and his wife Corey own the golf club, and they've been putting it on now for, I guess, 5 or 6 years. This is my first year in attendance at
Sonny Crandall. And he said to you flat out, you're not getting the prize.
Correct.
How the hell can they do that? I mean, let's call that golf club right now. Sonny Crandall, right? Hold on. Sonny Crandall, Ogallala, Nebraska. Ogallala, Nebraska. Let's see. I think I have him on the phone right now. Let's hear that. Let's get him on. Like, tell him to...
Man, how upset would you be? God, I'd be livid.
Hey, Dave, you know, I'm taking you at your word. Now, obviously, they could always say you didn't do it. But hang on, okay, bro? Hang on. 303-713-TALK.
Hey, Tom, on that, I guess they also announced it when they were giving the prizes away, too, right, Dave? That you got a hole-in-one?
Dave, they did that, like, at the reception. Did they announce it, Dave?
That's correct. They did.
Okay, man, I'm telling you, it's of record. Let's call this golf club. Who's going to do it? I want to. Oh, Mark wants to give him some crap. I love it. Sick Mark on him. Crackerjack Mudjacking will level your concrete, lift your concrete, whether it's in a patio, a basement, a staircase, a stoop, as they call it in New York, you know, a porch that's concrete. They can lift anything with concrete because they use concrete to pump in underneath to fill voids. They use a mix of sand and concrete, which mimics like a bedrock soil, a really solid surface or a solid fill that never goes away. It's a permanent fix. Of course, all of concrete problems have to do with ground shifting. So Crackerjack Mudjacking gives 100% a satisfaction guaranteed. That's crackerjackmudjacking.com. Call them for any concrete problem. They've been around 20 years. Do you know what they have? 60,000 jobs. 60,000 jobs in Colorado, in the Denver metro area. You don't get better than crackerjackmudjacking.com. 303-410-7787. For a fraction of the cost of replacement, you can get it fixed. 303-410-7787.
Jack Anderson.
Station 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. With Russ Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons. KHOW, Denver. Way to our 2018 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Justin Timberlake.
So you play out a lot?
Mariah Carey and so
I used to, but I'm mostly a big band player, and they don't want big bands anymore.
Am I letting Gary go?
I think so, unless Tom wants him.
I would say big
I left a message with Jack Anderson. That's
Well, they all want DJs.
Oh. At weddings and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played with the Dean Bushnell Orchestra for 30 years, and we were working every. We were the house band at the Brown House.
So most weekends are busy.
Every Friday and Saturday.
Anything you don't need.
Francis has it.
20 years with honesty, integrity, knowledge.
Well, that's the way of the world.
He prides himself.
And they do hire live music.
Right. Yeah. And it costs more per band, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we get $100 for 3 hours. So, you multiply that by 9 or 10 or 12.
Right. Okay.
Plus double, the leader.
Right.
Well, I know that Mark said you got something on the books that he'd go out.
Yeah.
DJs charge a lot, too.
Right. Over 30 years. Huh. What about like bars and such? There's no real demand?
There's some, but like ultraphonic jazz. That I play with. I played down in High Point area. 2.5 hours, we get $10.
You're good. Tom's always good with that. This is where.
Have you met us? 70s.
Right.
And some of the best musicians in town are playing because they just want to play.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't even pay your pocket.
Right. Yeah. No. It's just been
less gas.
Purely just for the fun of doing it.
That's why I asked him, did you sell me with iHeart?
Right. Well, yeah, I would think a smaller band makes it more cost effective.
Do you think it would be fun to be there?
I mean, obviously you get a sound out of an orchestra, but
We played with the before. We have 3 bars, piano, bass, drums.
You remember couples are most likely to get a your business owner or property owner considering a divorce. Your assets can be very complicated. That's why you have a Miller law firm on your side. Experienced divorce attorneys like Denise Gonzalez will fight for your rights and protect your assets. Call the Pollock Miller law firm for divorce attorneys who are experienced.
There's no place where, like, I like the way we're in our late 40s. We always kind of talk about it would be great if there was like a place for like a club for older people, but there's probably just not enough demand for it.
Well, you know, we play a lot of golf.
Right. Well, do you jam with the friends at all?
Yeah. That's about it.
Just to have fun playing. Yeah.
They don't pay you. Your friends don't pay you.
Bring your own beer, right?
Yeah. Pretty much.
You gotta bring your own beer.
Yeah, you
gotta.
I'm hoping today, but I don't know if I should just walk in on the very first day.
Sure.
I agree. Properties, mortgage,
and I think they do it through your 36,000 warranty on all the cars. They're a little different.
Superior vehicle for your financial success. In my report, you'll learn where to find tax.
I wasn't here. Where do they say you play?
Yeah.
How to acquire
High school.
I
started at Elkwood and went to
Let's keep being on the show almost every Friday.
Yeah. They could still do the scales.
There you go.
45 minutes, 30 minutes of auction. 2 free tickets to live trains coming to the Denver area. $3 value.
What do you play? All of them?
Right around the dinner. Claire major. Back in the 70s.
You do
It's really, we know everybody. That's the thing. We know them. Yeah, good people.
I like that.
He's one of my
Not kidding you. I teach a history of jazz class at Red Rocks Community College.
Well, he's going to start something different.
The very first day of class,
Yeah, he'll still
right on the
advertise. He's trying to get rid of all the parts.
question on your final.
And I don't know, do you know the real story? Don't say anything.
Kenny G jazz like Velveeta.
He's got out there for like 10 million.
Huh?
No,
I fill in the blank. Kenny G's jazz like.
Thank you guys. Good day.
Hi, Tom Martino
here. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Listen, you know, Mike Wink is here from Wink and Wink, and I always say this, I hope you never need him. I hope you never need Fuller Law. John was here yesterday. Fuller Law, John is a personal injury attorney, and that means you got hurt. But I will tell you this, if you ever been hurt, you won't find anyone better. John Fuller. Ask him any question you want. Just don't let your rights evaporate, okay? The more time that goes by, the worse it is. Call him. 303-597-4500. John Fuller, Fuller Law. You'll find him on my referral list at referralist.com, along with another attorney. See, most of my attorneys, I hope you don't need. Joe Lazzara, I hope you don't need him. LazzaraLegal.com. Joe is a criminal defense attorney. That means most of the time idiots call him who drank and they drove. He's not going to call you an idiot. I am, because Uber, Lyft, designated drivers, it should never happen. Now, like I said, he's passionate. He's not going to preach to you. He will help you get through the system. I mean, there are those people that just want to say, okay, I did wrong, but you still need an attorney to get through the system. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200, LazzaraLegal.com. We're talking about problems, questions, complaints. Mark, did you call the...
Yeah, I've got a great update.
All right, now listen.
This is an amazing story.
All right, Dave hit a hole-in-one in Ogallala, Nebraska. He won a $10,000 prize, except he couldn't collect it because the people said, well, we didn't buy the insurance. We don't have the money.
Yeah, it's insane to think about, but listen, I call up the number on this flyer. It goes to a generic voicemail, nothing.
Yeah.
So I decided, you know what? If this was Denver, they'd run this on Fox 31 or Channel 7. So I called up the NBC affiliate there, KNOP-TV.
Yeah.
Their sports reporter...
Ogallala has a TV station.
They have their own affiliates right there.
Hot damn.
So listen to this.
Yeah.
Their sports reporter, Mason, I don't have the guy's last name, was there and reported on this guy hitting the hole-in-one. He didn't know about this part of the story. He's going to do a follow-up and get this thing all over their local news out there.
Hey, We're going to get you some action, Dave.
I think you're going to end up getting paid. That is no excuse. You might end up owning a golf course eventually.
Hey, Jay, did you hear it, Dave?
Yeah, I don't need to own a golf course.
Well, you got to get your 10 grand, though.
That's what he took out of it. That's what he took out of that.
Dave,
I'm baffled.
We're gonna give your name to that TV reporter, okay?
Okay, buddy.
You keep us informed.
Listen, this guy Mason's going to be calling you. He's the reporter for the NBC affiliate down there, KNOP. They're going to put the whole story on the news. I'm telling you, you're going to get paid.
303-713-TALK. Let's see what happens. It will be fun, fun, fun. Now, Marie says she's got problems, too. Now, who do you have problems with, Marie?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing good. Who's Jack Anderson? Did we just have a problem with Jack Anderson?
Well,
what
was it, Dano? I had Jack Anderson come out in April of 2011.
Oh, Jack Anderson, the one who did the gutter helmet guy.
Yeah.
Was he out there selling you gutter helmet?
Yes, and actually, as it transpired, I was a new homeowner, and I didn't realize I was kind of scammed here.
But you're not calling and complaining. I don't care if you are, but you're not calling about gutter helmet. I just want to make it clear that this guy might be some errant salesperson working for Carl over there. Listen, they're not on my referral list, but I still don't want to unduly slam anyone if it's some errant guy working for Gutter Helmet doing his own deals. So is that what it is? He did his own deal on the side?
Yes, but he did the contract, which I'm looking at right now, on Gutter Helmet contract paper.
Ooh, what did he do? At some point, Carl will be responsible if he knows about this guy and doesn't do anything about it. We need to call Gutter Helmets.
I want to see her contract.
Suzanne, have you gotten a hold of Carl Scheib at Gutter Helmet?
Not yet, Tom.
Let's try to get a hold of him. I think I might even have his cell number. All right, he put on Gutter Helmet's contract what? What did he say he was going to do for you?
He said, well, I can get you these things cheaper.
What things?
So, my gutters.
Whoa! He's selling behind the boss's back?
Correct.
Well, but listen, but you two were doing that. You two were kind of scamming
That's
Carl.
what I was going to say.
You're not going to expect these guys to come to your rescue. He's saying you tried to screw him too. Right, okay, go ahead.
No, actually, no. I didn't understand correctly. I thought I was still getting Gutter Helmet, but he was sending some...
Wait, he said to you, Marie.
Yes.
Hold on. He said, Marie, I'm with Gutter Helmet, but I can get you Gutter Helmet cheaper.
Right.
Than this price, which was their official price. And did he say... Is that what he said?
He said that he could get me gutters cheaper, and he said...
Gutters or the helmet, the protection?
Right. It was for the entire house, the gutters.
The actual gutters. Did you call for gutters, or did you call for Gutter Helmet?
Gutter Helmet.
That's not gutters.
He came out as he came out for...
That does not compute.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. He came out for Gutter Helmet.
And he said he could get you Gutter Helmet cheaper.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's lifting them out of the back, and he's selling them and pocketing the cash.
Or doing an aftermarket.
Or he could be actually working for the company for all we know.
Listen, so let's get this straight. Did you give him any money?
Yes, $1,700.
Did you write it to Gutter Helmet or to him?
At this point, I don't remember because it was in 2011. I had so many things done.
Oh, my God. Then we can't do anything about it.
I did write a check, but...
Okay, so you never got anything?
Yes, I had these guys, well, one guy actually, just show up. He put gutters on, and then as the years progressed...
He put Gutter Helmet on?
No, I do not believe so.
Okay, but he put something over your gutters?
No, they're just open gutters.
I don't understand this. This is Jackie. Okay, thank you, Marie. It happened so long ago, but it shows we have a problem here. Gutter Helmet has a salesperson, Jack Anderson. Now, Gutter Helmet advertises all over the place. I know Carl Scheib. He's a straightforward guy. My personal opinion of Gutter Helmet, it's way overpriced. It works, okay? What can I tell you about it? It works. And he runs a straight business. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But What is this about Jack Anderson? If he gets wind of this, he's got to know he's got somebody like this working for him, selling out the back door or doing side jobs. And that's not a good thing.
Yeah, but the consumer knew in this one, and this is what irritates me. If that was my Goodyear, and I've got some tech selling brake pads out of the back,
right.
And the consumer knew about it, I tell the consumer to go to hell too.
I'm not fighting for her. I'm saying Gutter Helmet better do something about Jack Anderson before he hurts someone.
Agreed.
Now, you're right. You're right. These plumbing companies we represent, they're good people. They insure people. They have GPS on the vans to keep track of dispatch. They have parts. They have insurance. They have bonds. They work their asses off for permits. They're big. Okay, let's say like Plumline, a great company. Fix It 24/7, a great company. Okay, now, if George hires these people at Fix It 24/7 and does all this back-end work, keeps them insured, educated,
advertising,
and then let's say one of the guys show up and they say, listen, you know what, I'll come back on my own time and get this done. That is a screw job, okay? Now, I'm not saying that happened. It hasn't happened. I'm just saying that George would fire the guy immediately, okay? What's happening now? We got to tell Carl Scheib about this Jack Anderson.
I'll call him.
Now, speaking of Fix It 24/7, they're great people. $39 gets a licensed technician to your home to diagnose any problem you have with plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical drains. It's just $39, okay? $39. And when they go out there, if they will find the problem. They guarantee it. If you want to get it fixed, you get it fixed, and they'll credit you $77. You don't pay the $39, you get $77 off the repair. If you don't want to have it done, you want to shop around, all you pay is $39. That's 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com.
The Gutter Helmet one.
Jack Anderson.
He's on Jack or Gary Anderson?
No, I'm sorry. Jack Anderson is the salesperson. Gary's the consumer.
Do we know Gary's last name?
Yeah, Gary Ellis. I got it right here.
What's his phone number?
303-798-8831.
in Commerce City. Had to look at that.
And then Charles, what's the owner's name?
Looking good across town as far as the
Of Gutter Helmet. You said it a few times. Charles. Shive, that sounds right. Shive?
Shive. I think it's like the Earl Shive painting or something.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Cool high of 76. Right now, haze and 59. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner.
I like how Jeremy says
So that sounds like that. What was that other company we had that same thing?
Items big or
That
small,
guy back sold them,
all projects have a starting point.
and they were on their
Loans, subject to credit approval, and can't be combined with any other credit offer.
Who is it again?
Well, remember the exact same thing. They back sold them.
Dude, I had a customer come in that pulled this off, paid cash to one of my people, acknowledged everything to him. He said they shouldn't have done it, but thought I needed to cover the warranty because it was my employee. I kicked them the hell out of the store. They wouldn't leave at first. I called the cops.
Did you fire the employee?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to.
Instantly. Are you kidding? They would set a trend. I had 50 employees at the time.
Yeah, you can't have that.
Where you can find out for yourself.
Hey, it's Mark Major with the Tom Martino Show. Is Charles around, the owner? We've got a very odd call on the line right now. They're saying he's got a rogue salesman running around selling Gutter Helmet out the back. And Tom knows the guy personally, Charles. So is he around?
Gary
Is there a
Ellis?
PM I can talk to?
He told me that.
Oh, I looked it up in my notes.
Jimmy.
To take care of all your dental needs. Call Barrett's Dental.
Carl Shive? Oh, well, whoever the owner is now, I literally have 2 callers in the last, 20 minutes that say they bought Gutter Helmet from someone that originally came out there as a Gutter Helmet because they called you guys up and then said they could do the job a lot cheaper on the side, the same thing. So someone there needs to know about it.
A lower interest rate means lower monthly bill payments. And mortgage interest rates are far more competitive.
So the first guy that called, his name is Gary Ellis. This is the caller. His phone number is 303-798-8831. His story goes like this. a sales guy, Jack Anderson, right? A sales guy named Jack Anderson.
By the way,
showed up
Susan, thank you.
And basically, I guess, quoted it, did whatever, but said what?
They did gutter helmet, and then they did the patio cover after that. He did the patio cover.
Suzanne, who did they write the check to?
No, for the patio cover,
Pain in the ass.
Jack Anderson.
Okay, so one of the things they did, Jack Anderson, was something to do with the guy's patio. I don't know, running gutters around a gutter helmet, and basically he wrote the checks directly to Jack Anderson.
Introducing Rex Real Estate. Rex will call for the lowest fee in the industry, 2% total.
Jack could be looking for a new job.
Yeah, that's pretty bold, man.
You get a full service team.
Well, especially here, if they go out for gutters, and then he goes to the, I get you cheaper one, on the patio cover is actually a patio cover.
But it's still,
You're right.
yeah. It's like you're out there working for me, representing me. You don't get to.
Right.
It's public on the,
He does have different
other law.
What's that?
He does have
I know. I'm just
different
saying
laws.
though. That's you're going to be an employee. You do the job. You don't get to like piggyback on my marketing.
That's what you're doing.
Yes.
And if they are, they need me to sneak something in, so I'm wondering.
Yeah, and if we're going to do that, then that's a different deal, right? And I should know, and we should be talking about partnerships or expanding the product line, all of that stuff.
Yep. No, totally agree.
The narrative is what gets stuck in people's minds.
But I think they're right too. That anybody who talks to a sales rep who says, "I can beat this."
What was that woman's point? Please tell me with Jack Anderson. What was it? I'm on with Gutter Helmet right now.
That was in 2011 now.
No, this is Gary.
No.
Gary paid.
The woman.
The woman that we just talked to.
Okay, Jack Anderson sold her an aftermarket product, not gutter helmet, way cheaper.
Okay, he basically sold her an aftermarket gutter helmet. Yes, that's not
Right,
cheaper.
She said gutter.
Way cheaper than what the quote for gutter helmet.
In
was.
2011,
She heard the first call.
and she wrote the check to him.
And wrote the check directly to Jack Anderson. No, she just called up. I mean, we could have a, if he's really rogue, we'll have more calls on him.
Hi, Tom
Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Art of Granite will save you money every time. Art of Granite. All you have to do is call, and you'll get your price on the phone. I'm Tom Martino. We love giving out good names. You see why? You see why, right? You listen to this show every day, and what do you hear? People have been lied to, cheated, and ripped off by contractors. No, if you want a beautiful kitchen, you want countertops, and you want cabinets, a small markup on the cabinets, wholesale on the materials, always for counters. He only charges for fabrication and installation, doesn't charge for tear out and haul away, doesn't charge for the bathroom when you do the kitchen. And since it's wholesale on materials and he only charges for fabrication, he gives you a price on the phone. 303-386-5919, 386-5919, artofgranite.net. All right. I am amazed at how many people are getting ripped off by contractors. Mike Wink, does it amaze you? Does it amaze you?
It does. It does.
Now, can these guys just go bankrupt?
No. There's some protection for homeowners against bad contractors and bankruptcy.
The Contractors Trust Act for one.
That's right. The Construction Trust Fund. And basically what it says is that if you're a contractor and you get paid, basically you can't make money, any money, if the job isn't done, and you don't pay your subs or your vendors.
And if you are out there listening as a consumer and you put money down and didn't get anything, or you paid ahead of the job and didn't get it completed, and you get a bankruptcy notice, let us know. You can file an adversarial action with the bankruptcy court under the Contractors Trust Act.
Right.
Because that money was supposed to be held in trust. When money is held in trust, if it's done properly and you go bankrupt, that money's released.
That's right. And essentially any kind of violation of a trust is fraud.
And this is Mike
that's why it's non-dischargeable. And I mean, the whole transaction could be fraudulent too.
Yeah.
Just taking something and not completing the job.
That's Mike Wink from Wink and Wink. Hey, Wayne, what's going on with Safeco Insurance?
How's it going, Tom?
All right, man. What's happening with Safeco?
Basically, my car got destroyed in a hailstorm up at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo a couple weeks ago.
Okay, that's an easy thing to do.
It was bad up there, Tom.
Hailstorm, you put in a You put in a claim. What's the problem?
Yeah. So it's a total loss. I'm not arguing that with them. Basically, they are coming back with what I believe to be a lowball offer.
Yeah, this is a common problem, and all you have to do is listen. It's not impossible to fight. Now, what kind of car do you have?
It was a 2006 Acura MDX.
How many miles?
145,000.
Okay, and what are they saying it's worth?
They gave me a CC1 report, and they came back at right around 7 or 6,500.
Did they include sales tax, or is that without sales tax?
Then they included sales tax.
On top of that?
Sales. Yeah.
Okay, so let's exclude the sales tax right now. 6,500 was the amount they gave you for that vehicle?
Yep.
How do you know it's too low?
Basically, I just did a quick search of the internet, did an NADA value.
Okay, that's good. Now,
I sent it to them, and they didn't budge.
Well, it doesn't matter if they budge. I mean, you know, you're going to have to fight them.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. You got to fight them. This is your company, right?
Yeah, Safeco, yeah.
Okay, it's your policy. It's not someone else's that you're on. It's not someone who did damage to you. It is your company with comprehensive insurance. And it all comes down to this. They truly do have the ultimate say in what it's worth. Now, you can dispute it. Now, in the, you know, here's what I want to know once and for all. We've never actually asked this question. We know that you can refute auto values. Mark did it. Mark got 10 grand more than they were offering.
Yep.
10 grand more. 10 grand.
They started at about 14. I got 25.
But if they just flat refused, what would have happened? I'm not sure there is an appraisal process in the automobile policy as there is in a homeowner's policy. In a homeowner's policy, there is a process by which you go to an arbitrator. Literally go first mediate, then arbitrate.
I would have sued the driver. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, but in this case, it's hail damage. So he can't sue God. So what we do is call Compass Insurance and ask them straight up, what happens when they won't budge? He's shown them comps, they won't budge. You just happen to get them to budge, Mark, but what threat would you have had if they didn't?
Well, first of all,
I don't know if there's an appraisal process. I never actually went through it.
I wouldn't go away.
Huh?
There is an appraisal process, and they've...
Wait, in your auto? You saw it?
Well, they've... Probably the second time we talked, he said, if you don't agree with this value, you can enact the appraisal clause within your policy.
Then do that.
Hold on a second. Call Compass still if you can. Okay, no, what happens is, you have, in the appraisal process with homeowners policies, you hire an expert, they hire an expert, and the experts argue.
We got an update on gutter helmet coming up, too.
Now, they can use their adjuster, and you can use yours. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up. Don't forget Simply Floors, Inc. to save money up to 40%. SimplyFloorsInc.com. They have all the same floor coverings, but less money. SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's Buddy Mitchell and SimplyFloorsInc.com. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Now, you've heard me talk about...
On what thing?
Led me to Centennial Schultz Clinic right here in
Secretary of State?
Yeah,
I'm too heavy to do 2 phone calls today. Nick's one of them.
They're all MDs working with true living stem cells harvested from your own fat or bone marrow.
So the owner is a different owner now?
Guided injections.
They got her helmet?
MDs deliver the
No, what,
injections.
do you want to rehearse or not? You don't want to say what it is?
No, he doesn't own it anymore, by the way. It's owned by somebody else now.
With no MDs at all.
They bought it from Shy, whatever.
He must have cashed out for a lot of money. He built that son of a bitch up. He was one of the top franchises in the country.
Instead of a knife.
What was that lady's
And that
name?
was before
Maria?
This guy, I guarantee you, he didn't buy the liabilities. This guy, the new owner, doesn't have to do shit. No, except get rid of this guy. Now, if Anderson's still working there, and if he is,
There's a lot more.
okay, because if Anderson's still working there, and he lets him.
No, he's still working.
And if it happens,
It has nothing to do with gutter helmet. You want to know now or afterwards?
No, I don't want to know now. I want to be surprised. I don't want to know right now. I like genuine reaction. Okay.
A hurricane warning extended in Hawaii.
Can you believe this shit? We're going to Hawaii on the 15th, and the
Oh,
fucking
my
hurricane's
God.
barreling down on them.
Now has a powerful storm.
Well, that
bearing
sucks.
down.
It's unbelievable. Drew's going like in a week.
Wait, now our calendars mesh, right? Because I'm going away next. When are we going?
We're 3 weeks out. You're going somewhere when?
Twice. I'm going. Hey, you check our calendars when you guys do your Hawaii thing, right? I check.
Absolutely.
We try to overlap, so we're both gone at the same time, and Dan's coming.
I'm doing it.
Because I got
Drew.
weekends away.
Clint.
I'm on vacation.
Just so you know, Daphne accidentally deleted what you put on the calendar for this, so that I had to put it on. I hope I have those dates right.
There's a very
First to the fifth.
You don't think that hurricane will affect us, though? It might affect Drew.
I would have hoped not.
Oh, I'm going away again.
It just depends on damage.
I mean, the hurricane's not going to be floating around 3 weeks from now.
No, it's just if it like wipes out power or
Friday through
things.
Tuesday?
Well, Friday through Monday.
I would think.
It'd be like Puerto Rico.
Yeah, right. Hawaii's got money, bro.
I told them
I
no,
guarantee
try to make it up
they
for
could rebuild
tomorrow.
that entire infrastructure in probably a month in Hawaii, just purely because of tourism.
With 30 seconds notice, Tom, I thought it was a bad
Have you ever seen Cancun get
The
hit?
second one
They
is-
get hit with like
So
a
I
fort,
assumed
and the whole thing's
Bob-
up and running
did
the
you
next
know
morning.
about Bob Logan? Can I,
He's not on the schedule.
so do you want me to tell him maybe we
I
can
was
do
at
tomorrow?
Maui.
How would I know if he's
Right
on the
after the
schedule?
hurricane hit, and it was a mess.
Was it really?
Maui?
Maui.
They said they haven't hit for since like
Okay,
1996.
maybe
Yeah,
maybe first
can he-
one.
Oh, I was, this was like,
For 9 years.
85,
Yeah.
86.
Well, that was one that blew all the chicken coop over in Kauai. That's why there's feral chickens. There's feral
Really?
chickens in Kauai. Yep.
That's funny.
They all chicken.
Yep. You've been to Kauai? No. Okay, if you go to Kauai, you will see chickens on the side of the road, all
Just running around.
Yeah.
Do they catch them to eat?
I don't know. They're just out there in the wild, but it all came from a hurricane that blew over tons of
Whole
chicken
chicken
coops, and they just scattered.
Well, they got wild pigs there.
Yeah.
We got wild turkeys right now.
And then they got the Big Island. They've got mongoose that were brought in to kill the frogs, but the mongoose are the frogs are nocturnal and the mongoose aren't, so it didn't work. So now you just got. I lived there, or we lived in Oahu, and I would work in Kona. And one time I opened an outdoor garbage and a fucking mongoose jumped out. It gave me like a heart attack.
But you have no cobras.
I didn't see any cobras. I don't know about
Cobras.
Yeah. I don't know if there are snakes out there. Maybe there's got to be, I would think.
Chance of afternoon thunderstorms at a high of 77. Tonight, mostly cloudy and a low of 59. Tomorrow, mostly
They brought them in to eat the frogs?
Yeah,
There are frogs, that frog population?
Yeah, there's a ton of frogs. Yeah, I remember in our backyard, like when it would rain, we'd have like dozen big frogs out there just hanging out.
In Georgia, they brought in this stuff called, I think it's pronounced kudzu, and it was from like Japan or somewhere, to try to feed the livestock, the cows and shit. And it grew, and now it looks like just cobwebs all over their trees everywhere. It's nasty. And nothing will eat it. It's just like taking stuff.
All the time, right?
Is
it a green? Is it green?
Right. Well,
I've
in
seen
that case,
It
not
looks like,
so it didn't even.
God, it,
You think they would have at
like
least...
viney
thought
moss,
that-
mossy vines.
Does mongoose eat frogs somewhere else?
I don't know.
No.
Well, I mean, yeah,
They
right.
do that with
research,
lakes a lot. They'll throw some kind of weird fish in there. Next thing you know, the only thing living is that weird fish.
Home buyers and
You're here in Colorado.
all the help we can get. And all they have to do is log on to idealhomeloans.com.
Okay, it was rats. Actually, they brought them in. The rats are nocturnal.
Can you imagine bringing rats in somewhere?
Well, no, they brought in the mongoose to control rats for the farms.
Got it.
It was like Australia brought in rabbits.
Do you remember the cartoon Mongoose? Ticky Ticky Toffee or something like that. Ticky Ticky.
Yeah, I do remember that.
The snakes would try to eat the little boy, and he would protect them from the snakes. Because Mongoose hates snakes.
Oh, they're good for the...
Ticky something. Great story.
Tiki, oh, tabby.
That's it. That is it. He's absolutely right.
Tiki Tabby?
He was a mongoose, and he'd protect the little boy from the cobras always trying to get him. There was 2 cobras that would talk to each other, trying to connive to get the boy.
In India?
I was the boy.
You're the boy.
I owe my life to Tiki Tabby.
Is abusing alcohol,
You went and got a mongoose.
hard illegal drugs, or if it's a mental health issue.
We've got, in Frenchtown, we have got the ugliest squirrels. They're solid black, and they've got triangle ears. They don't look like any squirrel that I ever saw in Castle Rock, which were everywhere. It's like so weird that it's like a whole different breed of squirrel. They're smaller, and there's no color to them but black. Frenchtown. Like every squirrel we have, there's not one normal looking squirrel. They're like some kind of hybrid squirrel or something. But they are everywhere. They'll eat any bird feeders I put up. I had to buy special bird seed that they don't like, or squirrels aren't supposed to like it, but these squirrels like it.
First world problems, huh?
720-893-5559.
Gigi gets into that too, man. She loves feeding birds.
I do too. I love loving birds.
Yeah.
630 KHOW has your shot at a trip to
I feel like I have enough to do, right? You know, the birds are out there. They're going to live one way or the other.
I fill up all our ones on a Sunday. I go out and fill up.
Yeah. Yeah. We get a little hummingbird in the back sometimes. That's pretty cool.
Is the Troubleshooter.
Oh, by the droves.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your consumer advocate. We're going to get to Neil and Daniel and Ann and Wayne. We also have Compass Insurance to answer a question on fighting insurance claims when they undervalue your car. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. I had a guy come in here this morning that works at iHeart, says, I cannot believe the service I got selling my home. We closed. Frank Duran sold it fast. He sold it for more money. I love the guy. He was in constant contact with me, yet he has dozens and dozens of clients. That's the kind of review we get all the time. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. A lot of those people, they go to Ideal Home Loans to get loans to buy homes. They also have bills, and when they refinance, they consolidate. Now, I'm not a believer in taking a washing machine or a vacation and financing it for 30 years in a loan. But Ideal Home Loans, they do it better than that. Let's talk about it. Brent, if people are going to consolidate bills, what do you recommend?
Well, here's the great thing. The big opportunity you have when you consolidate your bills is to not only get ahead there, but also to accelerate the payoff of your mortgage. And here's why. Oftentimes, we are saving you a significant amount of money, many times well over $1,000 each and every month. So what we'll show you how to do is take a portion of that savings, apply it towards your new home loan. That way you're paying your house off more quickly than you were scheduled to originally. You're putting cash flow back in your savings account so you don't have to rely on credit cards the next time you have an emergency that arises or something that pops up.
Right.
And you're getting rid of that credit card debt that's compounded daily and financed between 18 and 34% interest rates.
Exactly. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000. And remember, they'll take a look at any of your contracts right now, under contract with a loan right now, because they give free second opinions. And contrary to popular belief, you're not tied to one lender. 303-867-7000. And speaking of loans, there's another kind of loan called a reverse loan. It's controversial because it uses equity. It's not for everyone. But if you're going to do it, ApprovalReverse.com is the company I recommend. They'll tell you the truth. For example, if you want to get a line of credit and you're older and you'll never have to pay it back, but you'll never lose your home either. Call for details, 303-771-3528, ApprovalReverse.com. We talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly on this show. That's what we do here. That's what we do. Now, Mark called.
Gutter Helmet.
Gutter Helmet. Let me just explain something. We got 2 calls about a Jack Anderson who works at Gutter Helmet. Back in 2011, somebody says he sold a cheaper product than Gutter Helmet. He was there to sell Gutter Helmet, but ended up selling something else cheaper. And the homeowner was screwed, she said. But she was kind of conspiring with Jack Anderson because he was there for Gutter Helmet and she accepted something else. Now, we get another call about a Jack Anderson. He's at a home just a few months ago, December of 2017, selling Gutter Helmet. And then says, I'll do your carport too, but he does that directly. The guy writes him something directly. And he didn't come through on that. He did a piss-poor job.
So I told Mark he should call Carl Scheib, the owner of Gutter Helmet, because I know Carl, and I've known Gutter Helmet not on the referral list, but still, I don't want to slam a company if they have one errant guy working there. But Mark found out something very interesting. Carl doesn't own it anymore.
Yeah, Scheib's gone.
Scheib's gone.
Sold it.
Okay.
He's probably living it up in Hawaii or something.
Whatever. What's going on, though?
Well, so Gary Ellis is a customer of Gutter Helmet, point blank, and the Gutter Helmet's on, and it's perfect. There's no issue with it.
He never said that. He never said there was an issue with Gutter Helmet, right?
Well, there's zero issue with them, and Gutter Helmet got paid on it.
Right.
He's an independent contractor. In fact, almost everybody that sells over there is.
So he's allowed to sell other things.
Yeah, absolutely. And he
In fact, you can't prevent them from selling.
You better not, or else what are they?
They're employees.
That's right. He actually owns Anderson Construction, which entered into a contract with Mr. Ellis to do that carport.
Gary, okay.
Yep.
The carport.
The carport.
Okay.
So, with the carport, apparently there is an issue, and Gutter Helmet's aware of it because they're sick of, Gary calling them up all the time.
Right.
That has nothing to do with them.
Because, now I want to make this clear.
Yes.
I told you about plumbing companies and all those who send people to your home and they do jobs on the side.
Totally
And those
different.
companies, that's because they're W-2 employees.
Yep.
But if you have an independent contractor come to your home, that independent contractor by law can sell anything they want, and Gutter Helmet or a window place or whoever sends an independent contractor can't restrict that independent contractor at all, or they better pick up the payroll charges and call them a W-2
and workman's
employee.
comp and everything else.
Right.
So here's the funny part, though.
That's very interesting.
Jack's going to call me. Apparently, this was all said and done, and everything was fine with Gary Ellis. This is according to Gutter Helmet, but then a week later, there was issues again. In fact, Gary tends to forget if he's got leaf guard or whatever. There might be some issues there.
No, but there has to be issues because Gary said he negotiated a discount of $1,750
and paid,
then ended up paying the whole amount.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk.
All right.
I think we're going to figure it out with Jack and figure out what's going on. But listen, on the Maria part is interesting. Yeah. I'm under the assumption now that's somebody related to him. They do stuff on Colorado and Company as well, and I'm talking about Gutter Helmet. Right after they did that, Gary Ellis called up Colorado and Company and says, I got a problem with these guys. Guess who called up about 2 minutes later?
Who?
Maria.
Called up
Colorado and Company right after they aired their 20 thing.
Caller, the second caller for us, Tom.
And Maria will never leave a last name and always hangs up. So Maria always calls right after Gary calls anybody about Gutter Helmet.
So they know each other.
So they have to know each other. What are the chances of that? So, and that's why she wouldn't give Suzanne a last name, a phone number, anything. They're probably in cahoots. Now, I understand the guy's upset, and if his carport's no good, well, we'll look at it and hopefully get Jack Anderson to step up. Yes. But it has nothing to do
There's something screwy around here.
Okay. I think that we're getting somewhere. Gary's pissed off, and he gets the other woman to call, too. And they want Gutter Helmet to pay for it. Let's talk to Compass Insurance Group, because Wayne brought up a problem. Wayne has a hail-damaged car. He's pissed off. He's getting undervalued. He thinks he's bringing them comps. They won't do anything. Now, we know there's an appraisal process in the homeowner's insurance. That means if you're unhappy with your homeowner's claim, you can go to the appraisal process where both the insurance company and you have an expert, they have an expert, they try to hash it out. If they can't, it goes to arbitration. Jeremy, my simple question is this. Wayne is under the impression he has the appraisal process also in the automobile policy. Is that right?
He should have some sort of appraisal process for this situation.
I didn't know that. I did not know it's also available in the automobile part of the policy. So what does he do?
I have to see his policy to say that, but I think even before you get to that, because, the appraisal on a vehicle is pretty automated at this point. I mean, whether it's Safeco, Mark's example we dealt with, a few years ago, they had the wrong comps. Safeco specifically had the wrong comps.
Yeah, but they didn't want to acknowledge that for 4 months, man. That was the problem.
No, and I totally agree. I think in any case, once we know they have the right information, that appraisal should be basically the same. I mean, because it's all automated at this point. So a lot of times in these cases, you know, the insured either is pulling, you know, 2 years newer comps or lower miles or something that's giving them a false idea of what their value is, or the insurance company's comps are off. And in Mark's case, yeah, it took forever to get them to change it, but we could quickly see when we're looking at their 3 or 4 comps if they're on the money.
Okay, so and they have to supply you that information. So, Wayne, did you see the comps they're using?
Yes, and they provided 12 comps.
Are they similar to your car?
Some of them are higher and some are lower. And
no, I'm asking, are the units that they're comparing the same options?
Yeah, they make adjustments for all those options. And they use the same year, same model.
Listen, it might turn out to be tough, that it's worth what it's worth, you know what I mean? It may turn out to be that way.
Why do you think they're wrong? I'm curious. What do you think they're getting wrong?
He said he did a quick scan of the Internet. That never tells you anything. You have to actually...
So that CC1 report, they make what they have an arbitrary adjustment for condition, and they knock it down, in this case, $1,000 bucks.
Yeah.
And I've asked for what's that adjustment for, give me some background on that, and they can't supply. They just said it is what it is. We talked to dealers, and that's how much they pay to recondition vehicles.
Well,
and the other, you know, when you're pulling comps, you know, on our end as an insured, if you're just looking at, you know, what this car is going to sell for, that isn't what it actually sold for. So you go in a dealership and you say, hey, this car, you know, is selling for X amount.
Right.
That isn't necessary. You know, that number could be inflated. There's some negotiating. It actually sold for $2,000 less.
Did they give you D&H?
No, they did not.
Don't they generally have to give you D&H and sales tax?
They have to give you sales tax, not necessarily D&H. I mean,
correct. Yeah, they have to give sales tax.
There's nothing in the policy. Nothing in the policy about D&H. So that's just negotiated. So Wayne, you have to get actual sales that you have to get sales that actually were made, not what they're listed for, but actual sales to refute their comps and give it another go-around and get back to us. And we'll help you through the whole process. 303-713-8255. Speaking of hail and hail damage, his car was totaled. Now, a lot of people choose to buy it back, and then what they do is they don't get a salvage title because it's hail. Other people who don't have paint damage go to Flexident. Now, Flexident, man, we love this guy, Nick. We talk to him a lot because we've sent cars to him personally from friends and the staff. If you need the best of the best when it comes to paintless dent repair, you go to flexidentofcolorado.com. Here's why. You won't even know he's been there. It doesn't detract from the value of the car. He's giving $500 discounts to our listeners. 303-619-6273, flexidentofcolorado.com. Immediate openings, 303-619-6273.
This report is brought to you by
So that's Maria, wow, she calls up all the time.
The highway drive in the metro area wide open, no kidding.
I killed all the traffic on Cahill, by the way, all of our traffic.
There is a crash off highway on the southbound side
just
of Santa Fe, just south of
it's
Arapahoe
just two.
Community College. It's between.
It would piss me off when they showed up during the show. I'm going, this is absurd.
A possible crash southbound Santa Fe between Bowles and Mineral going to slow you down. Otherwise, the drive in the metro area looking pretty good. The weather forecast, a slight chance of afternoon thunderstorms today, about a 20% chance, and a high today of about 76. Right now, overcast, hazy skies in Denver and 60. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
Are your bedrooms too hot? Can't sleep at night? Air conditioning running nonstop? You can slash your AC cost by up to 80% and sleep in cool, comfortable, fresh air with a quiet, cool whole house fan. Visit QCColorado.com for more details. That's QCColorado.com.
How would you like to make an extra $1,200 to $7,800 monthly, safely investing in real estate tax lien certificates? Hi, I'm Tony Martin.
This person texts me, I need a second opinion on my driveway. What the hell does that mean? I mean, for the life of me, what does that mean? I need a second opinion on my driveway. And I asked him, what do you mean? But what the hell does that mean?
I want to show you
I assume to put a driveway in.
To put a driveway in. But that's not what they said. When you say, I want a second bid on getting my driveway done?
Tax lien certificates, how to safely earn 16 to 25% secured fixed returns, and how to acquire valuable real estate at huge discounts, mortgage free. Now, for a limited time, I'll give anyone that calls a free copy of my powerful new report.
Call 800-913-0975 now to get Tony.
I got another dealership I'm going to talk to.
0975 in the next 30 minutes, and Tony will give you
Arapahoe Hyundai.
training coming to the Denver area, a $300 value. Call 800-913.
I just don't. I've been putting it off because I don't want you driving the same car I am. That would irritate me. I can't imagine him in a twin turbo Genesis. So. Holy shit!
For a serious injury case or a wrongful
Do turbos break down around that kind of?
I get out of my cars usually around 60. I don't know. When I was in the Goodyear business, we get them usually about 100,000. There's wastegate. Is that what it's called? The wastegate issue
With the turbo.
With the turbo. Yeah. They need to be rebuilt.
Yeah. DanCaplislaw.com.
But these things now, man, these twin turbo vehicles, they're like, yeah, they're death traps, man.
His team have been perfecting
Oh, you're saying the one that you have?
Oh.
Is a death trap?
The model car I have with the twin turbo is a death trap.
You'll see how he locates
I've never had a turbo.
property in any area.
Never driven one?
No.
Oh, man.
People's money and other
They're
non-traditional money
absurd.
sources to get his deals done. It's time to see how to
I've owned actually,
discounted real estate.
my RX-7 was a turbo. I had the Galant,
Call 1-800
the Mitsubishi Galant that was a turbo.
get your free wholesaling kit.
That's like a Fast and Furious car, isn't it? There you go.
No, I've never done any kind of modifications. They were stock. The Galant was kind of interesting because it was all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering, and turbo. It had a rack and pinion on the rear, so it would turn the wheels in to cup them and like this on the rear. I bought it used. I paid about 10 grand for it. I bought it for Suzanne years when we were in our 20s. I sold it 6 years later, and I got more than I bought it for.
Yeah.
Some guy drove all the way down from Utah, and he was going to turn it into a Baja racer because of the all-wheel steering.
Right.
So it's the only used car I ever bought and actually made a profit on.
Yeah, that's insane. So that they must have like discontinued that, or it's so rare to get it like that.
It was very rare, and I got lucky. You would think you would have all kinds of repair bills, but it was pretty solid.
You know, because we look at car values all the time in bankruptcy.
Oh yeah.
The what was that Toyota like SUV sort of
RAV4
truck? No, it's
Tundra.
No, they don't make them anymore now. They look like it was almost like a Hummer, like Toyota, but a small.
No, I know exactly, a Land Cruiser.
No.
Toyota. What about it though?
They stopped making it, and the values have gone through the roof. It almost looks like a Jeep. It's you know, it's smaller than like a Hummer.
Do the trustees actually? Do they ever make someone, if they're within 500 or 1,000 of that exemption, do they ever force
I've
that?
had to, yeah, we've had a couple of cars, but usually I think it's because they're above a little and they want to see.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Okay. We're talking about your problems, questions, and complaints, and I want to remind you, Centeno Schultz is in Broomfield and the Tech Center. I'm getting some calls saying, where are they? They do have a Lone Tree location, Lone Tree DTC area, and that's Centeno. Okay, Dr. Chris Centeno. And it's spelled S-C-H-U-L-T-Z, Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201. So in answer to your question, they're in Broomfield and in the Tech Center area, and they do living stem cell therapy, which means they extract it from you at the time of treatment and then redeliver with imagery. The other places don't do this that have this amniotic fluid. Please don't waste your money. Now listen, here's the deal. Okay? It's stem cell therapy and it's Centeno Schultz, but you may not even need stem cell therapy. They will evaluate you, and because they're doctors, if you don't need it, they'll give you something else. So that's what I wanted to clarify. Wayne, has another question about Safeco. Go ahead, Wayne. You asked about evaluating your car. We told you how to do that. What is your other question?
I guess the next step would be going through the appraisal process.
Right, that's exactly right. And you get an expert.
Do you have a recommendation?
For an expert?
Yeah, an auto appraiser.
Yeah, no, we don't. But I do know that there are several around, and you can get an auto wholesaler, you can get an auto salesperson, you can get, there are a number of people, but you're jumping the gun. You know, I'm going to step out on a limb here. Based on my little research here, I think that you are exaggerating, and you're not going to get much more money. So, but listen, don't let me stop you. You do what you have to do. Find the comparables, but find sales. That's the only thing that's going to count. So, Wayne, I don't think you should jump ahead to try to get an expert. What you should do is first try to mediate something with, you know, try to get your stuff together.
And they have to be in this area. You can't get like a comp out of Alaska where it's going to sell for a lot more.
Okay. Now, Neil, what's going on with you, Neil? Welcome.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
What's happening?
First-time caller.
Oh, well, thank you for calling. What can I do for you, man? What can I do for you?
So we rented a car from Budget in Texas at the end of April.
Okay.
We got into an accident.
Now, do you have car insurance?
We had the credit card that we used had CDW.
Had what?
Collision damage waiver.
Oh, so you bought the extra waiver?
We waived it and put everything on our credit card.
Oh, you waived it, meaning you did not get the rental car coverage.
Correct.
But your own personal car insurance should cover you, or your credit card sometimes does.
So the credit card takes primary, and I don't have car insurance because I don't own a car.
Okay, so the credit card took primary.
Correct.
Now what?
And so Budget is now claiming that they don't want to work with Chase very well in working out what is owed, as well as there's some back and forth, and every time we reach out to them, they lower the price a little bit.
You are the one responsible, and then correct. You have to get Chase to cooperate.
Correct. The thing that I'm asking for your guys' help is potentially is they're claiming diminished value on the car.
Well, what state is this in?
Texas.
You have to check the laws in Texas. Some states don't allow those claims.
It seems like it does. It just
are they also? I'm surprised that they're not hitting you for loss of use.
They are, and my credit card will cover that.
Really? Great.
Yeah. Texas is a diminished value state.
They do allow it. Thank you.
So they're asking for $2,000 now in diminished.
Well, what you have to do is you have to take both cars, one that had an accident and one that didn't. How much was the total damage? Not the loss of use, but the damage.
About $5,000.
And how much? And what was the car?
A RAV4.
A RAV4. They could very well have some diminished value when they go to trade it in. Does your credit card pay diminished value?
No.
Well, you got to. I mean, you know, you can refuse to pay it.
Right. So they're threatening with going to collections on that.
And they'll probably end up taking you to court and getting a judgment.
Right. Now, remember, going collections is different than owing the money.
It's typically where you can negotiate settlements, in my experience.
Is it?
Yes. Your best chance to negotiate that balance down is in collections.
Yeah, that's my
The downside is it hits your credit.
Well, no, but see, that's bull crap because it's not a bill. It's an accusation. There's a difference, and that's what sucks. That's what sucks. And if he gets a hit on his credit, I would suggest he sues for slander of credit.
Done it.
Because it is not a bill. A bill is where he went in to get it fixed and didn't pay for it, not when I say you owe me money and I say no, I don't. That is a dispute.
So are there attorneys who take those lawsuits on contingency? Because if they're not, my sense is you're not going to take that lawsuit because it's going to cost you more than the damage to your credit. But the point is he might be able to save $1,000. And if he settles it, then his credit will get better. It'll be like a little ding on his credit. That won't be a big deal.
I did it with T-Mobile.
Yeah.
They put something on my credit report. I basically sued one of their stores in small claims court. They took it off the credit report and gave me $1,500.
They gave you $1,500?
Yes, they sure did.
Now, Neil,
yeah,
it depends on what you want to do. I mean, you know, you have to negotiate this. But I would tell them ahead of time that if they attempt to ruin your credit on an accusation, not an actual established bill, you're going to sue them for slander of credit. I'd give them a preview. and say you'll be happy to fight this in court if you are, because they're going to sue you.
Right.
I don't mind the lawsuit. I just don't want the slander of credit.
As long as he's staying in touch with them, or you have an opportunity to settle it before he gets sued. And even if he gets sued, he could settle it.
But that's up to you, Neil. It really sucks, man. Diminished value would not be covered by any insurance, I don't think.
I'm not sure that it would either.
It is, actually, but they're usually aftermarket. We're going to Hawaii soon. I literally bought a policy. I never buy rental car policies, but I've never been there. It actually covers loss of use and diminished value.
You bought a separate policy just for that?
A separate policy.
From the rental car company?
No, I actually bought it from an outside company I've used before when we traveled to Mexico.
And it's only for the rental car?
It's only for the rental car.
What does it cost?
It was very cheap in Hawaii compared to Mexico. It cost me less than $100 for a full week.
Yeah. So, Neil, this is just something you got to fight. I don't know how else to put it to you. Ann wants to know about small claims against Handyman Matters. You know, Ann, our heart breaks that Handyman Matters sucks now.
They went to hell.
They suck. They suck. And you know what? They used to be on our referral list. The old owners sold.
Glenn.
They suck.
Glenn and Sandy were great salt-of-the-earth people. The new owners suck.
And one of the franchise owners sucked when Glenn and Sandy were around, but he got out of it. Dave.
He was
an old crotchety piece of garbage. He got out of it. Then, unfortunately, Glenn and Sandy sold, and now, you know, it's like PC Answers. We had two companies on our referral list we loved, PC Answers and Handyman Matters. They both suck. And what happened?
Okay, hi, Tom. This is my first time calling, so here's what happened. In 2015, I had Handyman Matters come and replace
Wait a minute. Well, that was when, hold on, 2015. When did they, that's when the good owners had it. Was that when you...
Depends what territory. Where do you live?
Well, I live in Littleton, and this was the Centennial, Castle Rock, Littleton, Cherry Hills Village, Inglewood, and more.
That would be Glenn.
But hold on. But in 2015, so we're not even talking about this, in essence, the same company. So in 2015, it was what I call the good owners. But is that what you're calling about, that claim, or is it something more recent?
No, it's that claim, and I certainly couldn't call them good owners, but...
What happened?
So they brought somebody out, and this was cosmetic. They tore out old rails. You know, my family room is sunken down from my kitchen, so I needed rails along the kitchen, and then a handrail going up the stairs. What ended up happening is that at some time after that, well, first of all, it was a shoddy job. The balusters were placed unevenly.
How did you
find? You know how to do this? He said, "Oh, I built half a Grant Ranch." Well, I'd hate to have a house in Grant Ranch.
Listen, Ann, we can't do a walk down memory lane from 2015 on. Here's what I'm going to ask you. I will take you at your word. It was a shoddy job. Then what?
Well, so
I don't need every conversation. Did you call them for help?
I called them because during the process I was very unhappy.
And what did they do? Anything?
No, Sandy argued with me.
Okay, and what happened?
Well, I paid them because I wasn't getting any help from them.
Why did you pay him?
I'm sorry?
Why did you pay him? If you weren't happy, why didn't you call us?
Well, you know, hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's really difficult for us to do anything now 2 years later.
There's nothing.
Hard.
They don't even own it anymore.
Yeah,
it's a new company.
So my question is, so the handrail came loose, the baluster or the newel post wiggled. I had somebody else come in. He said it wasn't a code, that they put the screws in backwards.
Well, I believe you. So now what? That's what I'm saying. Well, it's 2 years later. We want to help you. In fact, we would have helped you. How do we go back now 2 years when they sold? They're retired. They're not even around.
Well, that's partly why I'm calling. My question is, can I take the new owners to small claims court?
I don't think
different company.
I do not think you'll get anything. And I don't even know the circumstances of how it happened and who the other guy was. I mean, who was the actual guy that did the work? Take him to small claims court.
Well, I know who it was.
What's his name?
Know his name.
What's his name?
His name is Rudy. I don't have his last name. I just know.
Well, get his last name. We can get his last name for you. But you need to take him to court. He's the one that did it, and I believe they are independent contractors.
Okay. I guess I just didn't know how that worked.
Why did that worked. Why did Sandy argue with you? I find that hard to believe, but I'm taking you at your word again. Why did she argue with you 2 years ago about this?
Well, I sent her a photo, and anybody could see from the photo that the balusters were as much as 3/4
and what was the what was the argument?
She said, "No, they look fine to me." She wouldn't.
They didn't send anyone out to look at it?
No, I mean, she kept sending Rudy out to work on it.
Oh, and Rudy said it was fine. And so it's fixed now, is that right?
I had it fixed by someone that actually knew how to do
okay, Ann, I swear to God, man, we would have sent someone out to look at it when it was bad, and we would have fought for you. There's really, okay, we got 2 years, we got the thing fixed, we don't have any original work to look at, we got the company sold, and we got the owners retired. I don't know what you do, Ann.
It's a slam dunk.
Ann, I mean, I'm sorry, but people, call us right away when you have problems, please. And Ann, you're not going to get anywhere taking the new owners. What I would do if I were you is I would go after the one who did the work. That's what I would do. We can try to get that name for you if you want. 303-713-8255. Remember, budget A1 transmission and auto repair, that 119 transmission service. They also have find fixer free for $89.95 plus parts. Now, think about this. You may think, well, what good is that? Well, here's what it is. Any problem, your labor is guaranteed at $89.95, or they give you a full, complete written diagnosis and you don't pay a dime. Meaning, if it's a major deal, like they have to rebuild the engine or rebuild the transmission, obviously they can't do it for $89.95. They can do about 90% of the jobs at $89.95 plus parts. So, if you get the estimate and you don't want to do it, you don't pay a dime. If you want to do it, you'll pay $89 plus parts. It's up to you. 303-781-9858. South Santa Fe, south of Dartmouth, budget A1 transmission and auto repair.
Well, small claims court, I guess. It's just, anytime you're talking about small claims, it's just hard to pay an attorney to do that work.
The one that blew me away.
So what was your case? So what exactly, what were they?
They said well, here's what happened. I went to refi my house, and this comes up on my credit report. My credit report is spotless, man. So this comes up. I'm like, what the hell was it? Well, when we moved from Castle Rock to Franktown, I couldn't get our cell service out there. Okay? So T-Mobile sent me this stupid little box that I plug into the internet and everything's supposed to work. Still didn't work. So I canceled T-Mobile. I pay cash for my phones. Sent the equipment back. Never thought of it again. Not one call, nothing. All of a sudden they're saying I never sent it back 2 years later. And it was on my credit. I didn't even have a collection call on it.
So a big difference too is whether you owe something. So in this case, he's saying, I didn't owe anything. This guy's case is a little different.
He doesn't.
Because he's not saying, yeah, right, the argument is not that he doesn't owe something. It could be,
so I
the amount. But look, I mean, I'm just saying, you're right. Yeah.
It's a big time difference.
Yeah.
So I sued him for breach of contract because in small claims court, you can't sue him for, you can't sue him for a lot of stuff, but you can sue him for breach of contract. So the bottom line is they looked at it. I said, I want $1,500 and I want it off my credit report, or I'm going to go to the next step and I'm going to sue you for slander on my credit through an attorney.
Right.
Or you give me $1,500.
So you can't sue for slander on your credit in small claims, is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Yeah. Nope. It's got to be real money.
Yeah. That's a big problem with all that stuff.
So
the judge, they could have had it thrown out saying you can't quantify it in 7,500.
Right.
So I went and that's the one that's more amazing that I did. This one blew him away too. I won't say what company because I signed a disclosure, but it was a car ride-sharing company, and the guy took off with my phone in his car. Wouldn't call me back, never got my phone back. It was a brand new $1,000 phone. So this happened in Las Vegas. I get back here, I sue them here, I find their registered agent in the state, I sued them for breach of contract. You know why? Because the guy was an illegal alien and they said they did a background check on him, and I had him dead to nuts. He wasn't even a citizen of this country. So they settled with me out of court for an undisclosed amount through small claims. claims. They sent an attorney. The particular county I sued him in, you have to go through a sit-down first, mediation, before you see the judge. So I sat down, they sent an attorney, and I guarantee they paid more than they settled with me for.
Sure, you know, that's what I mean. That's why when we get all these calls and people, you know, have these little injustices, it's like it's not worth an attorney's time. So you can, yeah, like if you want to do it on your own, but I'm here to charge you more than you're gonna, you know, than you're gonna possibly get out of it.
And you got to think outside the box, just like on that slander. If they walk in there, small claims court slander, the judge isn't even going to hear it. It's going to be thrown out. In fact, if the court clerk's doing their job right, it won't even go through.
Right, right.
So you got to think outside the box on how to sue them. Mike, here's what's scary. We had a lady we were helping, and she decided she sued them in small claims court. They countersued in county court. She county sued him in district court. Pro se, she lost her
should have won.
ass.
She was totally in the right, but had no procedural, so everything was denied.
She didn't even know how to bring an expert witness.
You know, it really sucks when you're there. If you don't, they don't fuck around in district court. If you don't have your ducks in a row, that judge doesn't say, "Oh, let me see what you have."
Right, right. No sympathy.
Rules of evidence, none.
Yeah.
No, she could not. The judge didn't.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what attorneys get paid for.
Oh, the one I did?
Yeah.
Oh, he must have said it 100 times. The judge, before it even started, before they even started picking the jury, the judge looked at her and said, "This is not smart. I would not do this in 100 years. I think you're crazy doing this."
Who did that?
The one I went to, the one that caused all the problems. Next thing you know,
Your case?
No, this wasn't my case. This lady. So I ended up there. It's a long story, but ultimately they came after me for practicing law without a fucking license, which was bullshit, and it all got thrown out.
I interviewed him
because I know him.
Wow.
Well, but here's the deal: we weren't giving anybody legal.
No, the only advice I gave her was, "You're fucking stupid being here without an attorney."
She raised it to 75,000.
She was so far over her.
You know what? Here's the deal, though. She was organized, but she wasn't.
Here's where she screwed herself more than anything. She had witnesses, but the defense would not allow them as an expert witness because she couldn't prove their expert witnesses. She would have had a chance if it wasn't for that.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. All right, Cam Solar. Look outside. The sun isn't shining. Sometimes the sun does shine, but your lot may not get 100% of it. It might only get a portion of it. Do you know what your lot will do over the next 20 years with solar radiation? You can get a free analysis at the website I'm going to give you. Why would you want a free analysis? Because this company will guarantee it for 20 years if they do the analysis. They'll also guarantee parts and labor 20 years. They have 3,000 systems running, and they are a good, solid company. Now, remember, any guarantee, I just want to give this caveat, is only as good as the company. So if it's 10 years, it's 10, 15, or 15. They put in writing 20 years. Here's the deal. We like them. At least they're not fly-by-nights when it comes to solar. They're good people, no money out of pocket. You own the system. You don't lease it, you own it, and you start with low payments, no down payment, just low monthly payments. GoCamSolar.com is the website. GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter to fill out that for your free analysis. GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter. Let's go to the phones. I'm taking people in the order they've waited. And Daniel, what's happening with your apartment complex? You're on with Tom Martino and Mike from Wink and Wink. What's happening, Daniel?
Oh, good morning, Tom.
Hey, man.
Long-time listener.
Thank you very much. What's going on with this apartment complex?
Okay, we have a new owner here, and they did a walkthrough in my apartment complex.
Why did they do a Oh, because they're examining what they're buying?
I believe they were just doing some maintenance upgrades.
Okay, sure.
Smoke detectors, that sort of thing. The place, admittedly, Tom, was untidy.
The place in Italy?
Admittedly.
No. The place that I was renting.
Mark, you looked at me weird, too.
I swear to God he said Italy.
Okay.
No.
All right,
Anyway,
the place immediately was what?
Okay, what happened was they did not renew my lease.
Okay. Why?
So I'm fired. Well, I believe it was because it was kind of untidy.
Okay.
So I did get on it. I worked on it, and they left this for me. I'm a single older guy.
They listen, I want to get to the bad news first. They don't have to renew your lease, okay? Now, we had a situation, someone called us in the same situation, and we helped them find a place, we helped them move, we helped them every way we could. As it turns out, a lot of times when people have troubles and they don't like looking at themselves, they end up blaming everyone else. But we did manage to get her in another place. Daniel, we may not be able to help you keep your lease.
No, understood.
Okay.
I've already made arrangements to relocate.
Then what's going on?
Okay, here's my situation, Tom. In the course of the move, what was messy became messier. So what I'm trying to do is trying to offset some of the cleaning services. But anyway, I'm getting a little off track here. First of all, before I vacate, there are a few maintenance things here that can be done or might be charged later.
Wait, no, Daniel, I really need to just cut through all this and have you speak to me in complete sentences. I'm going to ask you a question. Are you calling because you fear they will find things and charge it against your deposit?
Correct.
And they will blame you for them?
Correct.
Okay, and you feel they were there before or not your fault?
Actually, some of them have not been called in. They were garbage disposal issues.
But Daniel, what I'm asking is this. Are the problems that you fear will be charged against your deposit, are you fearing that because you admit that you did them, or that you feel they should have fixed them?
Well, actually, it's both, Tom. I'm still on the lease. Some of the maintenance things can be called in.
When does your lease expire?
End of this month.
Well, it's kind of late to start calling in problems, but if they're the apartment house's responsibility, they can't charge you for them anyway unless you contributed somehow. For example, you put a fork in the garbage disposal. That would be, even if it doesn't work, it's your fault. If it was normal maintenance, it would be them. So you're going to have to just do here's what you have to do, Daniel. We can't fight before something even happens, but we can give you advice. And thank goodness you called early, Daniel. You're a smart fellow. So here's what you do. Ask them respectfully for a pre-move out inspection. Tell them you really you have very little income and you're depending on this deposit, and you would like to do a walkthrough as soon as possible and only be charged for the things you actually did or the things that were your responsibility. Just put it straight out. They just want to hear from you straight out.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. My question is, would it be an advantage, even if it is kind of late, to go ahead and call in the work order?
Well, it would be okay. Like, for example, on the garbage disposal?
Right.
Well, what's wrong with the garbage disposal?
Well, it's old. They should have called it in earlier.
Okay, do you know what's wrong with it?
It does need replacement. It's just old.
Well, is it working when you flip the switch?
No, it isn't.
Okay, what do you care? Because you think they're going to notice that and charge you?
No. My question is, if I called the work order in now and it's in the books, can they still charge me for it after I vacate?
Well, yeah, if they feel you did it. It doesn't matter when you call it in, they can charge you for it.
Okay, I got you.
But that's just something to note on the move-out inspection, that it was old and you did not break it. I mean, you do that. I mean, I would get a move-out inspection sheet that you both agree to. Call them and ask them. Tell them you want this. Say, look, I need my deposit, and if there's anything that needs to be done or anything you think is my fault, I need to know before. Ask them right now. Don't waste time, Daniel, and get back to us. 303-713-TALK. Ray, what's happening with you? Oh, do I have to take a break? Ray, this sounds serious, though. Somebody threatened to arrest you, Ray?
Yes.
Was it like the IRS?
No, they didn't give a name.
All right, hold on, Ray. I think it's a scam. We'll come back and we'll talk about it, all right? Bright Light Chiropractic will get you straightened out. You heard me talk earlier about scam chiropractors who do fake stem cell therapy. That is not this place. They do not do stem cell therapy. They do good old-fashioned chiropractic. You will love them, and you will love Dr. Mike Hederscheit. Here's his website, brightenyourfamily.com, a family chiropractor. He does gentle adjustments. I'm a patient. Dan's a patient. Deputy Dan over there. And they're at County Line and University. And especially if you're new to chiropractic, you'll love them. Evaluations to get you on as a patient are just $50, and that includes x-rays, digital x-rays, and a thermal scan of your spine and an exam. That's Dr. Mike Hederscheit. And adjustments are as low as $30 a piece. That's Brighton, yourfamily.com, 720-583-4506.
This report is brought to you
I
by
can do IRS
beautiful accounting software that's powered by
What's that?
Got another fake IRS call.
Yeah.
Too much time, bro.
It's crazy. No, what actually, because I get them, sometimes I try to like get to someone to talk to, and it's like, it's hard to even do that. So I don't even, when they give you these bullshit IRS calls, it's just like, well, I mean, sometimes I want to talk to someone, but really? Can I give you my social security number now, or do you want to take it in a minute?
By the way, can I pay by credit card this second?
Yes.
Do you take iTunes cards?
Yeah.
Right now, overcast is 60. With your traffic and weather.
We had one, probably it's got about 2 or 3 years. It was before you, but we had the guy going on air so good, he thought I shot Tom. Towards the end of it, we had
I remember that.
going.
I remember that.
And the guy,
like a scam collector?
Yeah, an IRS guy. The guy panicked and hung up, and it was evident he like bought into everything we were doing.
I remember that.
I was going to go in and steal my dad's credit card while he was sleeping or something along those lines. He wakes up while I'm trying to get it, and I panic. There's gunshots, and I'm telling the guy, "No, what do I do? I shot my dad!" And all you hear is click. It was classic.
Do I hit control room to talk to Drew?
You hit the top one, whatever it is.
Yeah. All I see is Pro Auto Care and Aurora Ortho. I heard him do Simply Floors.
Yeah, he did Simply.
303-761-6400. ExcelRoofing.com. That's ExcelRoofing.com. Also on my referral list at referralist.com.
Did you really say you will do Tom's, or, okay, I'll text him and see.
Oh, I know.
Or new, or you simply need
This guy had no idea what I was talking about on side jobs. Well, I guess he did. Who? Just an email. He put, interesting, I'm paraphrasing, interesting story that they were talking about side jobs. Remember you said the whole HVAC thing, and the guy, blah, blah, blah.
Or no.
He goes, I recall someone talking about a water
Someone
feature.
who recently moved into a new home and wanted a new water feature.
And hired the sales guy that came out and his brother.
Or
Me. But I said, that's fine. I've got no problem with that. I'm always looking for a deal. I didn't turn around and complain to the company he worked for. That's what I was talking about.
Wow. That is a dilemma.
I wouldn't have the balls to do that.
For me, I would just automatically assume these guys are not honest.
Of course. That's what I tell people.
Unless they're independent contractors, I would.
Well, this guy was, but
if they work for a company, I would assume they're not honest, and I wouldn't do business with them.
Yeah. I mean, I would be turned off if
I don't mind, like we had this one guy worked for Cherry Creek Schools who did HVAC, and on his own time, he did some stuff in my garage for a furnace.
Well, this is
I would
a
be
little
turned off by that gutter helmet company. If they send out an independent contractor
he told me
who's wheeling and dealing, I would be like,
they all do that.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I would be turned as a consumer. I would rather deal with someone who's standing by what I'm actually interested in.
I know
than somebody who's like, freelance.
But I can't stop my people who are independent from selling it.
Of course, right.
Understand how the water feature went down, though. He didn't come to me. He gave me an estimate for the company. I went to him. I went to him and said, "Hey, do you know anybody on the side that would do this for less?"
Totally different. Totally.
I approached him.
That's totally
I do agree with you. If he approached me, that would send red flags.
Yeah, if I called up a company and they send somebody out who's like,
Jack Anderson wants to talk to you.
Which one's Anderson?
He didn't do anything wrong, as it turns out. Except if he didn't do the good work, but.
Get money back instead of.
Have I mentioned this or not? Let's see. Okay. Well, how old are your kids, Mike?
My daughter, my son is 16 and my daughter is 12.
Okay. So braces are all done?
Yeah, my daughter's, because her teeth are slow coming in, so she's probably still going to need them. She's had some orthodontic work, but her, it's funny, Gigi had the same thing. Their baby teeth don't fall out, so they have to get them pulled and make room for other teeth, and so that's still playing itself out. But she's probably going to need braces. My son is done with his.
Hi, Tom Martino, your trouble.
Shooter, listen. This is amazing. But if you need orthodontics, I was just talking to Mike Wink here from Wink and Wink, and he mentioned his daughter might need it. If you catch your kids early enough with Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, they can get mouth expanders, palate expanders, that straighten teeth naturally by expanding palates. By the way, adults do this too. Adults are more aggressive. With children, they take a few years. You may not even need braces as children. As adults, you may need Invisalign. Here's what I'm getting at. It's called the new orthodontics, whether it's for kids or adults. With adults, it's 2 years. You have straight teeth, your jaw's aligned, apnea's gone, TMJ's gone. With children, same thing. It takes longer. But with children, it's a fraction of the cost of braces because you're not in braces most of the time. If you want to learn about the new orthodontics, okay, it's Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. One of the most amazing things I have ever advertised, and people are calling to thank me for it. Dr. Kent Lawson pioneered this. It is truly revolutionary. 303-690-0100. 690-0100. It's called the New Orthodontics. Dr. Kent Lawson, let's talk. Ray got this call threatening to arrest him. Okay, Ray, to the best of your recollection, recreate that phone call. Hello, I'm Ray.
Well, yeah, it was one of those calls, you know, we don't answer.
Yeah.
And so they left a message.
Ooh.
When I listened to the message.
Can I listen?
I don't have it with me. I'm sorry.
All right, give me an idea of what the message said.
Well, it just said that they were calling, and they didn't really give me anything about what they were calling about. They just said that if I didn't return the call, that I was going to be arrested.
Okay, give us the number.
And they gave 1-240-551-5582.
You know what? These people are not. They're not accurate. Not accurate. They're usually scams, okay?
I know.
Hold on.
Several of these.
They're scams. Hold on. Yep. Let's just hear what they say.
Call rejected.
Call rejected. Huh. Call rejected. What does that mean? Did you try calling back that number?
No.
It's call rejected. So, listen, it's a scam.
Oh, I know that.
I need to find out more. Here's what I want you to do. Thanks for warning us. I need you to, if you could, if you can, there is a way to forward voicemails. And if
I might have erased.
Oh, okay. But anyway, what were you calling about? To warn us? To tell us?
Well, no, I listen to your program.
Cool.
I know you get a kick out of dealing with these people.
I do. And in fact, I want to make sure, 240-551-5582, was that it?
That's it.
Yeah, they said call reject. I'll try again. But Ray, thank you for letting me know. And anyone else that gets these calls, yeah, forward them to us. We love that kind of stuff. 303-713-8255. Randy wants to talk about parking authority. Randy, what's going on?
Hi.
Hi.
Long time no talk. You probably don't remember me. I was in the automotive business, and you kept the worst crooked mechanic in the business out of the business. Every time he opened up, you fortunately caught him. I got a Volkswagen that he rebuilt the transmission in, and I'll tell you what, in 30 years, that thing never had dirt taken off, but he was the biggest crook.
Where is he now?
But I don't know what happened to him, but I got injured since then, and I've got another problem, and my boss just told me that you'll know this name and you can help me out.
Who's the name?
Parking Authority, LLC.
Parking Authority? Yes. Now, I know a lot of them because I used to be in the business. Hold on a second. Let me check my records, and I will come back to you. I have a feeling they probably... Did they boot you or something?
They don't like. You don't like them.
Oh wait. This might be the bad guys. We had real parking lots. Is this a boot?
It wasn't. No, it was just.
All right, hold on. We'll come right back to you.
If you plan on buying or selling a home,
I'm on these guys' side on this one. Well, what happened? Just Ellis. I think Ellis is full of crap, man, to Gary. They agreed on $4,100. He finishes the job. He goes out there. Gary says, well, I'm not going to pay you that much. So they agree on $2,700. He gives him the $2,700. Time goes by, weeks. Gary starts calling him up saying he wants another $500 back, and he's like, "I'm not giving you any more money back. The deal was for $4,100. You only gave me $2,700." And he starts threatening to call Gutter Helmet and everything else. I think
sounds straight.
This guy sounded fine. I think Gary Ellis has got some issues.
So Gary told me that he paid
27, and it should have been 1,700 off of that.
Yeah, well, he agreed on that. He goes out to collect a check for $4,100, and basically Gary says, "Well, I don't think it's worth that." They're not even talking quality at this point. He's saying, "I don't think I should give you $4,100. I'm only going to give you $27."
Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah. That's what they all agreed on.
Minus 27.50. I just want to see something. If he's, I think he was so confused. He doesn't know what that, because he said it was 27.50 minus 12.50.
No, you were. I was trying to correct you on that. I understood what the old guy was saying, but I understand old guy.
So he was saying that all along.
Yeah.
It was 47.50 minus
41.50, 4,100.
And then he took 27.50 to go away.
Yeah, he basically said, "I'll give you 27.50 for it." And this guy was like, he already had to redo. He was already so upside down in this job, he wanted out. And then the kicker, the icing on the cake is, a couple weeks later, the guy calls back saying, "I still gave you too much. Give me $500 back."
Well, and so there was no contract.
Oh. No, everything was done wrong, but I think the job is probably well worth $27.50.
The Gary said it needed to be redone.
Well,
That's because
Gary also has his wife call right after every thing.
I love these calls. Lady says AT&T, as we speak, she's sending me a picture, is erecting a cell phone tower on her property. Not an HOA deal, nothing like that.
I don't believe
it's
that.
on her property.
Tell me what's going on.
AT&T right now is erecting an AT&T cell tower on her property.
Get her address so we can Google her person.
It sounds like she's in North Denver. Let me get her address so we can Google.
Would be funny if it was in Highlands Ranch, a little house.
Yeah.
Sitting on an eighth of an acre.
Every chairman of foreign national and company.
I almost had I was in the middle of selling that marijuana building I owned, and they came to me. It wasn't iHeart. It's who's the other billboard company? The big billboard company. It used to be Clear Channel, but who is it now?
It is Clear Channel.
No, it's not. It's their competition. Who's the other one though? I can't think of the name of it.
It is Gaylord was one.
Wasn't Gaylord.
Okay.
Well, anyhow, they came to me and they were going to give me $2,000 a month for a billboard off Peoria.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I was in the middle of a sale, and stupid Greg didn't do it. $2,000 a month. It would have paid my. It was $24,000 a year. It would have paid my property tax.
You should have went in the contract, wrote it in the contract somehow that you get the billboard sales from that.
Oh yeah, right.
No,
that'd be okay. I'm not going to Even though I sold you the building, hey, the fine print reads I get the billboard money. Yeah, okay. And then I go on the air right after that.
ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the
No, what was cool about it is that's what the cell tower made me think about that. I wonder how much they pay.
That's ZipRecruiter.com. And that's permanent. This report is brought to you by Westera Credit Union.
Pretty much. It's a long-term lease. But the billboard, my stupid taxes on that building were $24,000 a year. It would have basically paid those.
$2,000 a month. Wow, that's
Tell your bank to take a hike. You live in Colorado, so bank with a local.
Right next to Peoria Crossing, the brand new train station. It's gorgeous. They have the billboard. It's up, but it's on CDOT's property where they took by eminent domain is where they ended up placing it. But they have all the train traffic to and from DIA, and then Peoria is probably 80 to 120,000 cars a day. Oh, very lucrative billboard. I even asked them, I said, well, how much would it be for me to advertise on the billboard you're leasing from me? Oh, it was ridiculous.
What do you say you have left?
It was like $4,000 a month.
Double what they
Century, one side of it.
Pro. That's it.
You already did Simply Floors?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we're introducing zero account fees with zero minimums to open an account.
Did you get an address?
Fidelity.com/value to learn more. Zero account minimums and zero account fees apply to retail brokerage fees. Expenses charged by.
The address is in the email. I'm looking at it.
What address, Mark?
And pictures of the tower being built.
Oh no, really?
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
It's going to be on an easement. There's no way they're putting a cell tower here.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino.
Troubleshooter this hour brought to you by Century RVs. Yeah, CentryRV.com. That's CENTURY. I'm a consumer advocate. We fight for you. We fight with you if you're ripping people off. We recover money, cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. You name it, we do it. We love helping people. Thank God you trust me to do it. And thank goodness you use referralist.com. A lot going on with referralist.com. It's grown like crazy. People are using the hell out of it, and we love it because we stand behind these people, and we want you to be safe. No one's perfect, so you still shop around, but use referralist.com. Even shop within referralist.com. Century RV is one, it has to be the best RV dealer we've ever dealt with. They have their Labor Day sale going on now. Crazy stuff.
They started at now $10,000 for a brand new Keystone.
I know. And then they have Cougars out the yin-yang. If you know what a yin-yang is, let me know. But they have them, and they are the #1 Cougar dealer. And we're talking, if you just tuned in, we're talking actual campers when we talk about Cougars. So anyway, I know it has other connotations. I-25 and 119, that's where they are. That's the Longmont area. And then they have a service department up there. And then out on Lakewood, 6th Avenue, just north of 6th, between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. God, Woodley's ought to pay us for all the times we mention them with Century RV.
I'll call them.
It's CentryRV.com. Actually, they do advertise with Mandy. 303-453-1111. 303-453-1111. Okay, listen. We got a lot happening. We have a Mike Wink with us from Wink & Wink. They're bankruptcy attorneys. They do debt settlement. Mike, I say that all the time. What do you mean debt settlement? I was told, here's what Gigi says, you're not allowed to threaten bankruptcy. Is that right?
No.
Or she says she doesn't, but when they know you're bankruptcy attorneys, they tend to want to settle.
Right. And I mean, the reality is that most creditors, especially credit card companies, medical bills, when you're in default for long enough, they're going to accept some fraction of what is owed to settle the account in full. And typically that's about half. Some you can do really good on 20%, 25%, but I think...
And this can avoid a bankruptcy.
That's absolutely right.
Okay.
So it's very common. If, I don't really have a bias, really. It's whatever's cheapest for the debtor, right? So if it's bankruptcy, then you should file bankruptcy. And if it's not, then you should settle your debt.
All right, 303-713-TALK. Coming up, Chrissy is on the line, and she claims right this minute someone is erecting an AT&T tower on her property, not on public property, not on an easement, on her property, without her permission. We'll talk about it, but I left off with Randy. He wants to know if I've heard of Parking Authority. Randy, let me explain something. There are many private parking companies. I used to have one, and I owned 5 parking lots. But I actually had one, meaning I hired one to manage my parking lots. Here's what they do. They collect and they ticket and they tow. The tickets that we would issue were literally not official. They were simply bills.
That's what Dave said. Dave said they're not official.
That means you owe us money. You owe us money, and then you'd have to pay it. But they're not official. They can't take your license or do anything. So, Randy, is that what you're talking about, a parking lot, or are you talking about this other company that we went to war with that puts boots on cars illegally, in my opinion?
This was the one that this was a parking. Okay, I have my RV in a trailer lot. I've been here 7 years.
In a trailer lot? You mean where you live?
Yeah, where I live. And apparently a new guy bought the place.
I get you.
Well, he decided he didn't want RVs in here, so he gives us one 2 weeks ago that doesn't have any excuse. It just says $75.
Randy?
And you have to move out.
Okay, I need to ask a few questions. There's nothing. He has the right to do that. If, first of all, it's somewhere in writing, or it's common area. In other words, he can say, no campers, no this, no commercial trucks, blah, 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 period. Or, common area. He doesn't have to say that. He just says, get the hell off of my common area. Where are you parked?
I think it's not parked. I think he's living in it right there.
Wait.
I'm living in it.
Oh, Randy, I didn't know that. So he towed your house.
No, he didn't get a chance to tow it. The managers and the assistant managers threw a fit and said this was wrong, what you're doing.
Okay.
You can't do this.
So, Randy, what kind of vehicle do you have?
It's a 40-foot Monaco RV. Then this morning...
Okay, hold on.
What year is it?
What year is it?
2010.
The reason I ask it, so it's not a dog. The reason
it's not a dog. It's very nice.
The reason I ask is because I wanted to know if he thought it was abandoned or something. So we're talking about a 40-foot Monaco RV, and basically he was evicting you. Is that what it is? It boils down to that. He was evicting you.
And
guess what? There are special rules for eviction when it comes to mobile home parks. Is it officially a mobile home park, or is it a resort, a camper resort?
I don't know. It's a trailer park, and they allowed RVs in here.
No, what I mean is, do they have permanent?
Years ago.
Do they have permanent sites where people live there?
There's about 8 RVs that have been here for many, many years.
And how many other trailers?
How many other trailers is there, Crystal? Would you guess? She's trying.
Anyway, listen, Randy. What are you calling about? What are you calling about?
Well, this morning. They had one on there because my plates expired.
Yeah, they have a right to do that, too.
That I had 24 hours to pay them $75 to leave. So I went and got a temp tag. I ran over to Jefferson County and put a temp tag on it.
Good.
Now, they can't touch it now, can they?
Well, it depends, Randy. I don't know what the rules are. This sounds like the Wild West to me. Randy, if there is a rule somewhere existing that an expired plate gets you a $75 fine, the fact that you remedied it doesn't get you out of the fine if they took a photo and have proof that you'd had an expired tag. And I think that's going to be easy to prove since that tag you have on there has a date. So I have a feeling, Randy, they want to get rid of you.
Yeah, I think they want to get rid of all RVs.
Well, Randy, listen, why do you want to be somewhere they don't want you? Is there a way you can either talk to the owner and say, listen, can we come to some agreement?
No, you can't talk to him, and Colorado is over. There's all over the world. If you want to visit Colorado in an RV, don't try. You can't.
Why?
Because it's overcrowded when they passed the marijuana law.
Oh.
The marijuana law sent everyone here. And there is some...
Oh, so the potheads came here.
Potheads came here and took over, and they are in junk, and they're hillbillies, and there's nowhere to go. So I'm completely...
I don't blame you for being upset, Randy. The potheads have taken over the trailer parks.
It's scary.
No, seriously. It is scary. No, we have become...
I don't see them when I go up to Tiger Run, though. They're nowhere to be seen.
Randy, I don't want to make light of this, man. What do you want us to do? Seriously, what?
Well, I don't want to... You think I have new plate? I do have plates coming in less than 10 days.
Okay, here's the... you're asking me a serious question. Can they touch your vehicle? I don't know.
Yeah.
Honest to God. It depends on their policies. Mike, wouldn't you say that it's really up to what's already been established? There may have been laws they haven't enforced before.
That's absolutely right. I mean, I think it's tough to say that they waived a law, they waived their right to enforce a law or their contract.
Yeah, if it's in there. So what I would do is ask the managers who like you what is in writing to make sure you know. Now, Chrissy.
Yes.
I have your home on Google Maps. I'm not going to give it out to anybody, but
okay.
Is that you sunbathing in the backyard? I'm just kidding. I have you on Google Maps. Now, here's what I want to know. Where are they putting that tower? I'm looking at you. You're on the corner there. Where are they putting it? I see you have big trees, and I think you have a backyard there, or is that somebody else's front yard?
No, that's our backyard.
You have a boat in the driveway? Do you still have a boat in the driveway?
No, that is the neighbor behind us. That garage is ours.
Okay, the garage, okay. And then, so I see where you are. Is your driveway on Downing or the other street?
Well, both. We've got...
Okay, gotcha. I see it.
Okay.
Look at the pictures, though.
Where are they putting...
Look at the pictures of the placement.
Where are they putting the towers? I didn't see. Where do you see the pictures, Mark?
I can show you.
There.
I'm coming in, Tom.
Okay, I see them.
It's like a mini tower.
In
fact, I'd argue it's not even a tower.
Where's the tower?
That's what I'm saying.
It's not up yet.
Well, wait, that little box? That's
it can't be a tower.
No.
No.
That little concrete circle, that concrete pill with the wires coming out of it, that's where they're going to put it?
That's where they're going to put it.
Oh, those are the new low power short towers, and they don't look that bad. However, that's an easement that's on. That's not on your property. That's a utility easement.
Do they not need to?
No.
Because
only if it's over a certain. Listen, if it's over a certain height, they need a special use permit. If it's on a utility easement, they have the right to go up to a certain height. What height, I don't know, but believe me, they're not going to flagrantly break the law here.
Okay, how tall are those average mini ones used?
I don't know, but I've seen several.
Most of them aren't. They're at least 35 to 40 feet.
No, they're not. He's just joshing you.
Okay.
But seriously,
10 feet deep.
Listen, what? 10 feet deep?
Yeah.
What's 10 feet deep?
The foundation that they put
that little circle? That's a 10-foot pillar down there?
Yes, there was 2 men in there when I found out. They were in there. I talked to them in the hole.
How do you talk to them in that hole? That hole... Wait, so I don't know. It doesn't matter. You mean where all that rock is, it was a big giant hole?
Yes, they brought a crane in.
Okay. Well, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm calling for.
I don't think there's... Listen, I don't want to tell you something and be inaccurate and have you walk away and stomp on your own rights. But this looks, to me... I would almost bet it's a utility easement right where it's placed.
Even though she planted trees there, Tom, can she plant trees on a utility easement?
Yeah, but it's subject to being chopped down or moved. I mean, she can do it, yeah.
So
they don't usually bother you.
For the landscaping on there, but she doesn't really have any rights to it.
Right. Well, you have rights to it. You can landscape it. You can make it look pretty. In fact, sometimes they make you. But no structures. See, you notice her fence isn't on there. Do you notice that?
Well, you can see it on Google Earth, though.
No, her fence is not on the site. It's on her property with a setback because of the easement.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So how far does the easement go from the center of the street?
That depends on the municipality. It depends on the street. There are all different kinds, but it goes from the center of the street outward. Here's what you do. Look at your survey. It'll show you where the utility easement is.
Okay.
Or just ask the city. They're not going to lie to you unless you're Weld County. You know, Weld County and Tom Parkos, they're a bunch of liars. They did force a tower. It was on private property. I mean, not a homeowner's property. It was on a utility company's property. But the thing is, they did it, in my opinion, in a gangster way. They kind of they got it through by not notifying the homeowners.
You know, I wasn't that far off. If these are the new 5Gs I'm reading about on numerous different news sources.
Mark, I don't think they're 30 feet high, though. I don't think so.
God, man, I don't know.
Mark, I don't think so. They might be.
The footprint looks the same.
They're pretty. I don't know. They're pretty good for neighborhoods usually. Hold on. One more thing, Chrissy. I feel bad for you, but one more thing. I got to move on. Go ahead.
In addition to that, Comcast came in and put in a big case to the left of that tower.
Yeah, I see it.
And now to the right of the tower, there's another big case that they've just dug.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
it's an easement, Chrissy.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that's what they're putting in.
Chrissy, it's an easement, and if it's an easement, let me just make it an easy thing. If it's allowed, it's allowed. Do you know what I mean by that? I don't mean to be funny. Like Mark says, oh, I think it's 30 feet. Okay, then it must be allowed. But we can check into it, or you can check into it very easily. Ask your city councilman, or give your address to someone at the city. Call them. Call zoning and ask them. They're not in the habit of just out and out lying unless they're Weld County. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, listen. We got a lot happening here. Genesis Total Exteriors is a contractor you can trust. Just remember that website, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. They do interiors as well. We hear about contractors every day on the show that take money and run. I know Mark Szymanski personally. GenesisTotalExteriors.com for interiors and exteriors.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
There's a few trouble spots to watch out for, both on...
Yeah, 5G. 5G is massive. She wouldn't even need internet in that house.
Well, that's what they're billing it, right? Is the ultimate cable cutter.
Yeah, you could do everything. Every TV in the house could have purely just Wi-Fi.
Mark, is that what it is, the 5G?
It sure looks like it, man.
They're very little.
They're probably pretty lightweight.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
You have it right there.
I'll send you the, yeah, I got some right here.
So this is in Denver?
Yeah, I was looking at the Fox News just did a story on it.
Actually, I'm sorry.
New 5G cell towers upsetting residents.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. That's the one. How tall is that?
30
No, I
feet.
didn't know that.
No, they're not. Well, 30 feet's not.
And they're going to be placed 250 feet apart in neighborhoods.
Oh, yeah, all over.
I'm pretty sure it is 10 years.
Shit, I'd kill for one. I'd let them put on my property, easement or not, man. 5G service.
You had a little,
and if it doesn't,
then I tell them put on my neighbors.
You didn't show me
then
why.
you should be
It's
writing
coming up
letters
right here.
to the credit bureaus.
This is one that's downtown. But they're putting these old.
Jim Woolley's not
10 years.
These are down.
I don't know where I got it.
Or online at denverhairrestoration.com.
Your way to our 2018
Festival.
But it's not just this lady. I mean, look, man. There's so many articles. It's crazy. Hundreds of 30-foot poles. These 30-foot poles are the cellular, but you can't keep them out of your neighborhood. Who decides where they go? Residents oppose Verizon cell antennas in neighborhoods. They're everywhere.
so really it's saying at close,
Al
they're
could not
250
come
feet
on for
apart.
live
They can't be any
now.
closer than that.
But
I think that's what it's
he
saying.
told you what he wanted for his life. Did you get that?
It does suck for her.
No.
She didn't have anything
No,
there
I mean,
before,
I
but
didn't see it. I shouldn't say I didn't get it.
it's
Once
allowed.
again,
It's allowed.
I mean, man, 5G service right next to you.
I'm with you. I hate it when the service is spotty, and it seems like it is often.
Oh,
Right?
as long as it doesn't flip your brain.
You know, but until it does, though, you just think of...
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Dave's got a serious problem. Dave, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Hey,
I got
sounds serious to me.
Got a situation that on the 24th of October, I believe it is, they want to do a foreclosure sale on my house.
What date is it again, sir? October?
Yes, October 24th.
Okay, why?
Well, I was unemployed for quite a while.
Okay,
and,
so not the reason for your not making the payment. The reason for the foreclosure. How many payments behind are you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I think there's probably 5.
Oh my God! So you're 5.
Yeah.
What did you think would happen? Why didn't you call to maybe try to work something out or sell it? What did you think was going to happen? I like asking this question. I'll tell you why, Dave. Not to give you a hard time, honest to God. I often wonder what goes through people's minds when they're unemployed, they're facing the music, and trust me, man, I feel for you. What went through your mind? Why did you wait? Why did you, like, not make your payments and wait?
Well, I do have some major funds that are supposed to be coming into me.
Okay, so you were just hoping against hope that before it went to sale, this money would come in.
Absolutely.
Okay, now tell me about these major funds. What are they?
Well, it's like a family trust from...
Is it guaranteed, or is it what you heard, or is it somebody waiting to die?
No, it's a guaranteed thing, but...
How much? How much?
I think it's about $200,000.
Okay, the reason I ask is you can borrow against things like that. You can get a lot of private investors or people that will fund you. I'm serious, by the way, if it's truly guaranteed. Also, if you go bankrupt, there's a problem sometimes. Mike, what happens if you anticipate stuff? What is the rule on that?
Yeah, if...
Because he could do a bankruptcy to save his house.
Absolutely.
Okay, Chapter 13, but What happens with money coming in?
Right. So the general rule in bankruptcy is that anything you own on the day you file bankruptcy is property of the bankruptcy estate. You go to work the next day, you make money, that money's yours. It's not property of the bankruptcy.
But if you anticipate, there's a question
if somebody passes and you become entitled to an inheritance within 6 months, that's an exception to the rule, and that inheritance is property of the bankruptcy estate. Now,
but he doesn't care because he was going to pay it anyway.
That's right. He could conceivably file a bankruptcy if he needs to buy time.
Yeah. See, Dave, it doesn't matter if you have to claim that money. I wasn't suggesting you hide it because you were going to use it to save your home anyway, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you file a Chapter 13 and Mike can set it up on a payment plan, then when you get your money, you pay it off. You're done. So, but here are a few questions before we just willy-nilly.
Could you cram it down even though that money was coming in?
No, I mean, if I'm assuming it's a first mortgage.
You don't cram down
first. No, I'm saying if he had a second on it.
Well, you can't cram a second. You can either remove it if it's wholly unsecured.
Yeah.
If it's one penny secured, it's getting paid.
Yeah, if it's what?
If there's any, basically, if your first mortgage is $100,000,
right?
Okay, and the value of the property is $99,000, and there's a second mortgage for $50,000, you can't do anything to the second, right? Because even that $1,000 of security protects the whole mortgage. Whereas if it was a judgment lien or something.
But if your house is worth $100, and on your first you owe $110, and you have a second, no matter what the second is, you can strip it off.
But with the values of real estate in Colorado these days,
Dave, some quick questions. What do you owe on your house, Dave?
I believe it's around $285.
And what do you need to make up the arrears? How far behind? What is the number to stop your foreclosure?
Oh, geez. Probably around $15,000.
Yeah, my guess is it's more than that. The foreclosure process itself is about 5 months, and they never started inside of 3. So there's no way you're coming up on foreclosure if you're not at least 8 months in the hole.
Oh, are you... Dave, you're more than 5 months, right?
Yeah.
Do routinely people tell you less than they owe?
Yes, yes. And then, but you can file a notice of intent to cure with the public trustee's office. That will tell you exactly what you need.
How much is a house worth?
I believe the last was about $340, $350.
Okay, listen, Dave. Listen, there are a few things you can do. Frank Duran could probably get that sale postponed, and if he agrees to list and sell it, he's done it a lot, and then you get the money. Or you do a bankruptcy and you still get the money, but you have to pay what you owe. That's all you have to pay. You could possibly even put some of the money down, get a new mortgage if you want, or pay off the home, but, you know...
All he has to do is pay to get current.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to pay the whole mortgage.
No, hold on. Can't they accelerate the note?
No, they can, you have a right to cure in Colorado.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, is you file the notice of intent to cure. They will tell you what the cure figure is.
But is a Chapter 13 considered curing?
It is a way to cure.
Okay,
yes,
so,
yes.
And if you're in a 13, and you want to exit a 13 and pay it...
He could pay it. He could dismiss it and pay the lender directly. There's a number of things he could do at that point.
Dave, this is your best bet, it sounds like.
Mike, if he did, let's just say I did a bridge loan for him, and then he filed Chapter 13. Whoever did that bridge loan is screwed.
Unless they have a secured, unless they got a security interest in the property.
The house,
and
No, I was thinking of that too, if this $200 is guaranteed. But tell me how it's guaranteed. Is your name on a document right now that can be verified?
That's the whole issue. Is it's kind of a screwed up mess right now, and up until about 2 months ago, I thought it was a for sure thing, and now I'm finding out there's a good possibility that it's not.
How old are you?
I am 65.
God.
What's your income now?
Well,
what is it?
It's only about $3,000 a month.
$3,000 doing what? Doing what?
I have my excavating business.
Okay. And how much Social Security will you get at 66?
The full.
Well, what is that
amount.
for you? What is that for you?
I think it's 14 or 15.
Okay. So you can make as much as you want if you wait till full retirement age. So you'll make 14 or 15 plus that. So even if you don't get that inheritance, there's a good chance you can get through this bankruptcy. And that's important. Don't they look at the viability of a 13?
Yeah, and I do too, because there's a lot of people who face foreclosure who can't afford their houses, but so I don't necessarily want to set up a train wreck. So a key issue here is either are you going to get this money, and if you're not, can you afford to cure the arrears, which means you got to start paying the mortgage again while you're in bankruptcy, and I'm going to guess your arrears are in the $20,000 range. I don't know what kind of other debt you have, but assuming no other debt, you're easily looking at a $450, $500 a month Chapter 13 payment. So you'd have to start paying the mortgage and that payment. And my guess is on $3,000 a month, there's no way you can do that. Possibly with the Social Security, but based on what I'm hearing, if you're really skeptical about that money, Frank Duran is probably your best bet, honestly. Because I just don't see how you're gonna afford to save it unless you get that money.
And maybe a bankruptcy as well, depending on his other debt.
Right.
But he can stop the sale next week by filing.
Yeah, but Mike's saying he probably can't even afford to live there. So what's the difference?
No, so he can buy time to sell. We do.
But he can buy time.
Oh, yeah.
We can definitely do that.
Dave,
there are ways to do that. Yeah.
Dave, please call them. I'm serious, okay? He'll remember you. Or if you do nothing, you're going to lose.
And I'm happy to go through all the options with you, Dave. Well,
he'll go through all the options, and then you'll get a hold of Frank Duran if you have to. Listen, we got the team that can help you, at least better than doing nothing, okay? Because you don't want to walk away from that equity, bro.
Yeah, and you don't want to let the bank sell it for you. You want to be in control of that process if that's where you're going to end up.
So who is it that I'm calling now?
Mike Wink, Wink and Wink. Suzanne will get you the information. Suzanne, hook them up with winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. Okay, 303-713-TALK is our number. I got that right? Yeah, okay, good. All right, now, what is this Pro Auto Care, Suzanne? Just tell me. Okay, here it is. Get a second opinion on a diagnostic, or on an estimate you've received for any work. The free second opinion is $59.95. Is that right?
It's a written. It's not free. It's $59.95.
Well, excuse me. What I meant was you get a second opinion for $59.95, but it's not just a guess. I mean, he puts the car up. He diagnoses it completely to make sure you need what you need.
And you walk away with a written estimate.
Or if you do need the work done, maybe you don't. If you do need it done, he can take a shot at your business. 303-PRO-AUTO. 303-PRO-AUTO. 2 locations, near Evans and I-25 and near Bowles and Santa Fe. 303-PROAuto.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart Radio station.
I know.
So the acceleration time is merely just you got to cure all the arrears at once, right? It doesn't mean you have to pay off the whole loan. It just means you have to cure all the arrears at once. So no more partial payments. So when they accelerate the loan, so they're not going to let you make if you're $20,000 in the hole, it's $20,000 or nothing. They're not going to take a payment. Right? They're not going to take a $2,000 loan.
Accelerating the loan is called the whole balance due to.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if you could cure, then you're back in the game.
He probably owes HOA. He probably owes so much.
Yeah, I mean, this is an unfortunate. I mean, it's sad how many times I had to say, if you don't pay your mortgage, you don't get to stay in your home. So somebody like this, I mean, the problem is at his age, his income, even though he's going to get Social Security, his income is probably declining.
He needs to be in a $1,200 a month.
Yeah, so ultimately he's probably got to sell that place and he can't afford it.
Where are we?
Job market with low unemployment. With the Fox Business Report on.
All right,
You wouldn't put a square peg in a round hole.
right above.
You deploy traditional.
We're in that very tip.
Decentralized network. Firewalls have new requirements for businesses leveraging SaaS-based applications.
Probably 80-mile-an-hour winds away.
I know this is an estimate where it's going to go.
And it's 9 hours old. This could be completely different now.
Have to be engineered to fit right
The
in.
news sensationalizes every weather event coming.
Yeah, just like Katrina.
But this hasn't happened.
You'll have to just see what it'll hit by the time.
What do you mean?
just have to assess the damage.
Let's go back a second time if we get screwed. I mean, life is rough.
I didn't even realize why.
I'm sure aren't there rescheduling options if like a hurricane
Oh,
destroyed the
no,
island?
25th anniversary. I like.
I know, but I'm just saying that in a worst case, would you really want to go someplace where there's no power? I mean, it is Hawaii. It's hot though. They have some rules.
Oh shit! If there was no power, we ain't
We'll head to a
we couldn't land.
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
And while they completely missed.
My sense is the infrastructure is pretty hardy. It'll hold up.
It's going to hold up.
But if it does, like I said, if it doesn't, then
well, we still. I mean, this is hitting this. This thing's gone this weekend.
Right.
We're not there for another
Yeah,
3
unless
weeks.
there's a bunch of homeless people floating around.
There you go.
Oh, that would piss me off. They smell so bad.
There's plenty of homeless in Hawaii.
Low prices all
There's plenty of homeless.
Oh, more than per capita, more than anywhere else in the U.S.
Serious about
well,
if I was homeless,
that's
it'd be sought out.
Yeah, that's where I'd go. Yeah.
In
But the
fact,
plane ticket is outrageous.
our last
Yeah, I mean,
governor.
consider that like 10 years rent. It's not so bad.
Well, no, the good news is if you buy them a plane ticket there, they'll never get enough to come back.
Right. That's California's doing.
Yeah.
So get rid of them.
No, I mean, I lived there and worked there. And I paid to move there because I wanted the job, and then they moved me in. And I said, you guys are paying to move me. And this was right before the market started crashing. And I owned a home. And he said, well, if you make a bunch of money on your home. And I said, well, you want to do that, then you eat my downside. If I lose money on my home, you guys are paying me and you're paying to move. And he said, yeah, and the market started crashing, so I got like 30 grand out of them, and they paid for my move.
What year was that?
So I didn't lose any money on the home. But I was kind of pissed. I was like, just pay to move me like a regular company does. Don't fucking, play this game. But if you want to play this game, because I had a sense that the market wasn't great by then anyways, I said, if you want to play this game, then you eat my downside. You don't get to just take my upside and not pay me for the down.
Sun Oil did on my dad when they transferred him. Here's the thing they really killed.
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter 303.
713 Talk. Eric, sorry for the wait. I'm Tom Martino. Hey, by the way, I want to know how our common man likes the show today. Mike, our common man, you like it, Mike Lucas? Everything? Yeah, you haven't chimed in, bro? You haven't chimed in.
I love it.
Any call stand out that you wanted to say something?
Well, it seems like it was all discussed off air, and I agree with everything.
Because you sit in the studio here and you discuss. But feel free to chime in. So what's happening, Eric?
Okay, so I was a co-signer on my daughter's loan.
Yep, I call that. Yeah, I love the term co-signer is apropos, but it is being a signer.
I bought the car.
Yeah.
Yep, I bought the car.
You bought the car.
I did buy the car. Yeah. I made a payoff. When she filed bankruptcy, I got the notice from Wells Fargo, reaffirm, whatever.
Okay. All right, sir.
So I called Wells Fargo, paid it off in full.
Okay.
I was blessed that I had the money to do that.
Yeah,
so
thank God.
She will be listed on the title. Is that correct?
It depends. Was that done in the beginning? Were you both on title in the beginning?
I don't know. I know that when I co-signed for her, it's in Nebraska.
He might not have even been on title.
Eric, it's going to be one of three ways. Either you're going to be on the title alone, either she's going to be on the title alone, or you're going to be on the title together. If she's on the title, you have no right to get her off unless she wants to get you off. The only way that you can get off, the only way you can maneuver that in a relationship that's not amicable is by going to the lender and saying to the lender, I'm a co-signer on this, but I'm not on the title. I want to pay you back, but if I do, my deadbeat's going to take it. So here's what I'd like you to do.
When I made the payoff, sorry to interrupt, Tom, I'll shorten this up. When I made the payoff, they had my address to mail the title to. So
well, no, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is this, for others listening.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay. Here's what you do. You make an arrangement with the lender to go through with the actual foreclosure or repossession, but you make a deal with the lender at a pre-designated price to take it off their hands for market value or whatever you owe, and then they don't lose a dime and they sign it over to you legally. Okay, that's the way to do it if there's not an amicable situation. Okay, now let's go to your actual situation. Ask the lender, or you should have, who's the title in?
Did you register the vehicle?
No, she did in Nebraska.
Well, then, wait, I don't know how Nebraska works.
Eric, do you have the title yet?
No, they said it'd be about 3 days. I paid it off on Monday.
Okay, so what is the call about? What can we answer?
I guess if she's on title, where does she need to sign it so that I can
register it here under my name only?
I don't know. It's a Nebraska title. I don't know, but it's obvious. I mean, there's an obvious transfer line.
Okay.
And with a is it
I can't get a straight answer.
Well, you look at the title. I mean, they're so different, but it basically there's a transfer line. What you have to make sure of is you don't get popped with taxes, so you have to do the transfer for no money. And it's true, there is no money.
And if she doesn't want to sign it, I have an agreement with her besides what I co-signed for the actual loan through Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
I had her sign a promissory note, that she would make all the payments in full, and if she didn't, then she would owe me the money.
Eric,
so
do you think...
Take her to small claims court. I mean, I don't want to do that.
How much did you have to pay off?
$10,021.
Now, do you think, just your hunch, your daughter is going to want to keep this car or get money for signing it over?
I doubt it.
Okay, what's the car worth?
It's a Prius C 2012,
okay.
So probably about 8 or 9.
You might be able to get full price if you that you paid if you hang out. I mean, they're pretty desirable. How many miles on it?
57,000.
And what year did you say?
2012.
Oh,
battery's coming up.
And he said the co-debtor filed bankruptcy?
Yeah, she filed bankruptcy.
His daughter.
So you can't enforce anything against her, right? Right? Like you might be able to get her. You might be able to get some judge to say that it's your title, but in terms of like making her pay you anything,
that note
that is discharged into bankruptcy.
Yeah, that note.
In fact, it's illegal to ask, right?
Right. No, you can't even go
that
down
note
road.
that you have with her means nothing.
But you do have a case for equitable title. I mean, you paid for it, and
so can I go to the trustee then and say, hey?
No.
He owes me this money?
No. Well, actually, it wouldn't hurt, but they can't. I mean, the trustee only cares if there's equity in it.
Yeah, is it a no-debt bankruptcy, or, I mean, no asset?
She doesn't have anything.
Okay. Listen, Eric, have you talked to her about it when you paid it off? Did you say?
When I got the letter from Wells Fargo, I sent them texts and phone calls, and they didn't text me back, so they know something.
She had to list the car in her bankruptcy.
That's what I was thinking too.
Well, find out. Listen, here's the thing.
Unless if he was the only one on title.
Eric, is she a deadbeat, or would she hide? In other words, let's put it this way. And God knows I'm not recommending this. I'm just living in a fantasy world right now, okay? If someone was to sign her name and you were to register it or get it transferred to you, and then you have this car, what do you plan on doing with it?
I'm selling it.
All right.
I don't need it.
So hold on. So if you had this transferred to you and somebody signed it and nobody ever questioned it and you sold the car, I'm living in fantasy. This is not the real world. What would she do if she found out?
Probably nothing.
Okay. So anyway, Eric, I don't know, man.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
I'm on Fantasy Island. So
I don't think she has any legal claim to the car when she didn't pay it and she filed bankruptcy. But the point is, if he can't transfer it because the title's not clean, because she refuses to sign it.
I should say this. I'm a substance over form guy. That means this. If someone owes me money, and they stick their thumb up on me, and they say, go screw yourself, or I never said that, or I never did that, and I one day run across a piece of their property or something worth money that belongs to them, I'm going to take it. Okay? I'm going to take it.
Me too, brother.
And I would never feel guilty. Now, if the guy went bankrupt, I wouldn't. I wouldn't break the law like that. But I would take from someone who absolutely robbed me or ripped me off. If there was even a question, I wouldn't. Like a contract dispute, no, I wouldn't do that. But if I ever gave someone money, loaned somebody money, and they never paid me back, and they just go about their merry way, yes. If I could, I would. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to break in their home. I wouldn't do anything like that. I'm just saying if it was easy enough and I could do it, I would do it.
If the daughter signs over the title, problem solved, right? There's no issue.
Or if
with the exception, he's probably not going to get 10 grand for that old Prius.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, coming up on batteries is the one bad thing about electric cars.
I sold a 9-year-old Prius for $9,000 in 2014.
Hey, Mark, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man.
Got the trick question for you for the day.
All right.
Okay, in my divorce, I signed a quit claim.
A quit claim? You quit the claim, right? Okay.
Well, yeah, on the house?
Yes.
Okay.
So now the ex-wife ran into problems with the house. She never got it refied. So
Hold on. In a divorce, she was bound to get it she was told to get it refied as part of your decree.
I read it. There was nothing saying. All it said was she took possession of the house. No. I waived my rights.
But what did the decree say? What did it say about refinancing?
That she was supposed to get it done.
Did it actually say that, to get you off of the loan? How much time? How much time did she have to do that?
I guess I gave her a year to get it done.
No, not you, Mark. Listen, man, this is really important. It's not a casual thing I'm asking this question. The divorce decree, did it say she must refinance the home and take you off the loan?
The court said 6 months, which was right.
That she must refi or sell and take you off the loan. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, good. And if she didn't, you have contempt of court. You have a serious charge. That's why I'm asking. So she never did, right? She never took you off the loan. Is that right?
Never.
Now what? Now what?
Now they're coming after me on that loan. Now the bank wants their money, and I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Wait. Why does the bank want their money?
Because I'm still on that mortgage.
Well, but why? She stopped paying?
Well, she couldn't handle the payment.
Did she move out?
No, she's still on that property.
How long has it been since the divorce?
3 years.
Okay, why? You got to go to court, and you got to get her in contempt of court, or get the court to compel her to sign the house over. You're 100%. I mean, I'm assuming you're on the loan. You're just as responsible as she is. Or in fact, Mike, wink, Mark, what were you going to say? What?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I don't understand. Okay.
Mark, I think you're actually, I'm representing your ex-wife, and I think maybe you and I have discussed this.
Then you can't talk to him.
I can't.
All right,
you should get an attorney. My advice is get an attorney.
Yeah. So, Mark, listen to this, okay? If he's representing your ex-wife in this bankruptcy, he can't talk to you, but I will tell you this, Mark. She's in contempt of court, okay? She's in contempt of court for not doing it. So you should have gone after her for it. And the other thing is, you're still responsible for it. If she goes bankrupt, you're responsible for it. You can get the court to compel her to turn it over to you.
But you can't do anything with the mortgage company.
No, but the mortgage company will not let you off the hook.
No.
Is the house worth more than you guys owe?
The equity's gone up because of the housing market. I know that.
Well, somehow the bankruptcy's got to claim, this house has to be in the bankruptcy if there's equity, and she can't just keep it. So something's going on with the bankruptcy.
Well, do what Mike said. Get an attorney, man.
Because
I try calling real estate attorneys, and they say it's a very gray area.
Mark, listen. If she has equity in the home, how much is someone allowed to keep an equity in a home, Mike?
$75,000 if you're under 60 and nobody in the house is disabled. $105,000 if you're 60 or older, somebody in the house is disabled.
Anyway, that's the bottom line. Is that this particular case, you're going to be held responsible for that loan if she does not pay, or if she does not refinance, or if you guys don't sell it. Mark, it's a serious thing, man. You say,
can I force a sale of the house since I'm on the mortgage?
Yes, if you go back to your divorce court that had jurisdiction. But I think the trustee might force it if there's enough equity, or if there's not enough equity, she's going to get it, and yes, you can through divorce court. But I don't know how bankruptcy plays into all of this with divorce. So, Mark, you need to literally protect yourself, because your credit's going to be trashed.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
For the most part, the travel's across town in decent shape. Just a bit of slowing downtown on northbound I-25 from 6th Avenue traveling up towards Colfax. Otherwise, the drive downtown in fairly decent shape. No major delays on I-70 through the heart of the city. Westbound 270 slow either side of Vasquez. Otherwise, the freeway system looking pretty good across the metro area right now. The weather forecast. Well, about a 20% chance of afternoon thunderstorms today with a cool high of 76 tonight. Thunderstorms early, then mostly cloudy overnight, a low of 59. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, much warmer, a high of 87. Right now, overcast, hazy in Denver, and 63. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Pro customers at Lowe's save 5% every day when you use your Lowe's Business Credit account. That's 5% on all purchases in-store or online, subject to credit approval. U.S. only.
Win your way to our 2018 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Justin Timberlake, Fleetwood Mac, Mariah Carey, and so many more.
2 nights on one stage.
Hosted by Ryan Seacrest. September 21st and 22nd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Macy's presents this year's opening act. Macy's iHeartRadio Rising Star winner, Heffron Drive. For the hottest content and festival fashion, don't forget to check out Macy's The Edit at Macys.com/The Edit to find your remarkable you.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
The recent revocation of John Brennan's security clearance by Donald Trump has raised a question: do too many Americans have security clearances? We'll ask former Deputy Secretary of Defense Josh Hartman Thursday morning at 8:05 here on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. I'm almost up against another break. That's how crazy this is, right? Am I or not? No, I'm not. Good. We have a lot of time then. I thought I was one behind. Oh, this is wonderful. We have a ton of time right now. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So probably almost 10 minutes. So get your calls in right now. You can even have quick on-air reviews with no interruption, a free mic. All you have to do is call. 303-713-TALK. So, Mike, it gets complicated. In a divorce, now I'm not talking about this case. Let's talk about divorce. If I promise to pay my ex a certain amount of money for a car or settlements or any other obligation, right, can I go bankrupt on my divorce decree?
So the way it works is Chapter 7 bankruptcy does not touch any liability in a divorce decree, whether it's child support, alimony, or maintenance, or a property settlement, or you agreed to pay some debt. All of those things are not discharged. Any liability from the divorce decree is not discharged in Chapter 7. But in Chapter 13, the only thing that survives the divorce decree are domestic support obligations, which are basically child support, alimony, maintenance.
Wait. In a Chapter 7, if I promised to pay $5,000 because I kept the car, right?
Right.
And it's a really nice car, and I don't pay it, I can't go bankrupt on it.
Right. Technically.
On a Chapter 7.
So if let's say it's like a joint debt, technically the creditor can't touch you, but your ex can pull you back into family court for contempt for not paying.
Well, no, if it's a joint debt, the creditor can touch you.
No, not after your bankruptcy. What I'm saying
is... not after the bank.
Right, so the obligation that survives is your obligation to your ex.
In
not
a 7.
Obligation
in a
to
7.
Yes.
But in a 13, if I
you were supposed to pay the car, and you don't, and then you file 13, then she can't touch you.
Why? Why does it survive 13?
That's what the law says.
But a 7...
I guess, in theory, a 13... I mean, the only thing I could say is, in 13, you are theoretically paying what you can afford.
Well, it's a restructure.
Well, no. You're theoretically paying what you can afford. They're saying there's certain things that are sacrosanct, child support, alimony, maintenance, and then everything else, you kind of the ex is getting what the spouse can afford. That's it.
Okay, now, Jackie, what is going on?
Hello?
Yes, Jackie.
Oh, hi, Tom. Oh, my God, I can't believe I'm hearing your voice. I love you.
Well, thank you.
I love you forever.
Thank you.
Fabulous. Some days I want to come over there and kick your butt.
Okay, well, you do that. I would invite you. Now, what happened with this 2007 bankruptcy? Was it a Chapter 7?
Yeah, and the lawyer put it through and everything.
Was it discharged, meaning it went through fine?
Yes.
Okay.
Now this credit company has hunted me down, and they're calling me every night.
Wait, this is something that was included in your bankruptcy?
Yeah.
What?
I know.
How are they hunting you down?
I don't know how they found me. But
what are they doing exactly?
They call me every day, and it's harassment.
Did you tell them you went bankrupt?
Yes.
And what do they say?
That this is an outside collector, something.
Wait a minute. How much are they trying to collect?
Like $2,000.
And do you remember the debt? Is it a legit debt to begin with? I'm not asking if you...
Yeah.
Okay. What was it from, a credit card?
It's hard for me to remember.
Okay.
It was household finance.
Okay, and the person identifies themselves as from what agency?
Credit control.
Okay, Mike, what does she do? Seriously.
So unfortunately, there are certain offshore collectors who, if they get wind of a debt, will try to do anything, including threatening arrest, which is illegal, or trying to collect on a debt discharge in bankruptcy. But if they don't represent a company in the United States, there's really nothing you're going to do. The good news is they're never going to do anything to you other than call, so you can ignore them.
Tell them, what do they say? Do they threaten court?
Block their number. Tell them to come to court. That would be good. Let's
Jackie,
see you in court.
Here's what you tell them. Please take me to court.
Please take me to court.
Yes, please. Please take me to court for this debt. Because it was discharged in bankruptcy, and that will get it over with once and for all. Please do that for me. And then, you know, I would not give them any information, but don't let them intimidate you. If truly it was included and discharged in a bankruptcy, you don't have to worry about it. Okay? Mark, what's going on?
Hey, just chime in on the guy that with the Safeco insurance. I've got Safeco through Compass.
Yes.
And they're doing the exact same thing to me. They're trying to lowball me on my vehicle to what they want to pay.
They listen, they always do. All companies do. I don't think anyone's ever gotten an offer for their total vehicle and agreed with it.
Well, the other problem is people think if they owe more than what's being offered, if they're upside down in it, it's not fair.
I paid cash for that vehicle when we bought it. So
when did you buy it?
And cleared.
When did you buy it?
2007.
And what year is it?
It's a 2007.
What kind?
Dodge Nitro.
And what? How many miles?
132,000.
Okay. And what do you think it's worth?
According to the dealer here in town, and I was going to say thanks to you, I've learned a little bit.
Good.
But I had the dealer issue paperwork on it that it's worth anywhere from $7,100 to $7,600.
Now, if you can produce sales to that effect for a few units, that'll be really close. You'll be way closer to.
Yeah, you're going to have to show a sale on it.
What are they offering?
$6,100.
Now, is that with sales tax or sales tax on top?
That's without sales tax.
All right.
So there'd be a little bit of sales tax on it.
Yeah, but $6,100. So basically, they're $1,000 apart. You're $1,000 apart.
Right, right.
That sounds to me. That sounds to me like they just took a number and threw it at you.
Yeah, exactly.
But they showed you the comps, right? You're allowed to see them.
Yes.
All right.
The paperwork that they sent me.
Are the comps comparable?
They're higher in price.
What do you mean higher? What are the comps?
They're up towards the 7,000 mark.
Well, then ask him for more money.
You won't believe this. I just went back into my emails. You know what company lowballed me 10 grand?
What?
Safeco.
Honest to God.
Honest to God. I just pulled it up. That is weird.
You're just remembering that?
Hey, Mark. Mark. You need to enter the appraisal process, but before you bother, you need to get actual sales data, not somebody's opinion. You need sales data.
Well, yeah, that was from Perkins Motor Company here in town.
These were actual sales?
I do not know if they were actual sales.
That's what you need. You leave the names out, but you need the sale, and you need a dealer to document it, and you need more than one unit. If you get 3 comparable sales in your area, meaning Colorado's fine, okay, 3 comparable sales, and they're all higher, you're going to be good.
Right. Well, and I've got a couple other caveats on top of this.
What?
When we purchased it, you know, it had a lifetime bumper-to-bumper warranty that they're not willing to, you know, pay for, and then here 3 months
What is that? The other party, or you? Okay, this is your insurance, not theirs, right?
Well, it's insurance that we are.
It's your insurance for a claim you made. It's not someone else who did damage to you.
They're not going to pay for a warranty.
So, Mark, they're not. Yeah, they're not. And in fact, you'll probably find it in the wording. Mark, get sales data. Call us back. We'll help you fight this. I'm Tom Martino.
Isn't that crazy?
It's been another
You could buy a lifetime warranty on it.
I never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, I was like,
maybe 100,000. Oh wait, there is a aftermarket.
That's not lifetime though.
No, there is aftermarket.
Lifetime is ridiculous.
I'd spend money on a true lifetime warranty from a stand-up company.
Stand-up company. There you go.
So I just did an NADI and the Nitro.
There's no such thing.
6,900.